certain, never reaching in. Letters I've written, never meaning to send. Beauty I'd always be, with these eyes before. Just what the truth is, I can't stand anymore. 'Cause I love you. Yes, I love you. Pleasing people, some hand in hand. Just what I'm going through, you can't understand. Some try to tell me thoughts they cannot defend. Just what you do want to be, you will be a man. And I'll love you. Yes, I'll love you. Nights were certain, never reaching in. Letters I've written, never meaning to send. Beauty I'd always be, with these eyes before. Just what the truth is, I can't stand anymore. 'Cause I love you. Yes, I love you. Yes, I love you.
Star Mama. How you doing?
It's been a rough day, but I'm here.
How you feeling?
A little better. Yeah.
Good. Good. Yeah, it'll be good. We probably shouldn't even discuss anything because of all the, you know, you know what I mean. But it'll be good.
Yeah. I know. Well, I'm laying here anyway, so
Yeah, you
propped
sound
up.
good. You sound
Yeah,
good.
propped up on my heat pad. So yeah, that medicine did a toll
Good.
on me. Let me tell you. Wow. Yeah. One thing I say is be careful, guys, when you start new medicines because they might come back and bite you on the butt.
Yep. Yep. You got to be careful.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I told you how the pharmacist, two different pharmacists told me, watch out for that,
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I believe it
And I
totally.
said to my doctor, why would the pharmacist be saying this? And he explained the whole
Mm-hmm.
thing. So,
Yeah. Well, Mia even told me about it. I mean, it's just one of
yeah,
those
like I said
subjects.
earlier, yeah, like I said on the phone, I have zero medical training or experience. So, listen to Mia.
No, yeah.
Mia's our
She
go
knows a
to
lot.
girl.
Yeah, no kidding.
And here she is. Mia, you want to come on up if you want? Hop on up. I keep putting the link in, thinking, there, there it went. So, I was thinking,
Mm-hmm.
it's always fun when I start off a sentence that way, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Mia just said pharmacists know more than doctors, lol. I think
Yeah.
that's true. I do.
I think nurses know more than doctors sometimes. You know,
Yeah,
that's
I do
true.
too.
Yeah.
I do too. If they're a good nurse. Oh, good. Here's our nurse. Hey,
Hey
nurse.
guys.
How
Hi.
you
Hi.
doing?
Good. How are you, Miss Mensa, Star Mama?
Good.
I'm
Hi.
sorry to hear about side effects.
Yeah.
The pharmacists, they really do know more than the doctors, from what I heard, with medication, many of them.
Yeah, they're very smart. I actually, at my doctor's office, they have a pharmacist who's on staff,
Yeah.
and you can make an appointment with him and sit there and he explains everything. He can answer any questions.
Oh,
He
wow.
actually he actually explained how to use the EpiPen. I've been
Yeah,
carrying an EpiPen.
I've never used one, to be honest, never.
Well, I've been carrying one for years and I have no clue how to use the thing.
I probably wouldn't either. To be honest, I'll have to, I never used one, honest to God.
Mm-mm. Me neither. Not an
And it was
EpiPen.
funny when I asked him to show me, he said, "Well, the instructions are right here." And he pulled
Yeah.
out this pamphlet and I'm like, "If I'm not breathing, I'm probably not going to read the instructions."
Yeah, that's a good
Yeah,
reason.
I really should look at this. Like, there must be a video or something.
Yeah, that's a
Well,
good idea. Maybe there's an
yeah,
instruct.
because I wouldn't be able to see that small print. Like, what size is the font? Yeah.
Right, right. I don't even read instructions anyway, so I
No,
probably wouldn't think, well, maybe right now is a good time to pull out that pamphlet.
Mm-hmm.
no.
Yep. Not a bad idea.
I usually take a picture with my phone and then blow it up like that so I can
And then
see
make
it.
it bigger. That's a good
Yeah,
idea.
Good
yeah,
idea. Yeah, I never thought of that. Yeah.
yeah. Somebody showed me that once and it always stuck with me.
When my
But
ophthalmologist told me that my eyesight is perfect, and he said that's, really good for my age because I'm ancient. He didn't say ancient, but he said that's really good for your age. And I said, well, if my eyesight is so perfect, then why is it I can't read? And he
But
said,
that's
is it later
fine.
he said, is it later in the day? And I said, yeah. And he said,
Oh.
well, at the end of the day, your eyes are getting tired. And I'm like, huh? My eyes never got tired before. And he said, well, every year after we turn 40, he
Oh,
said,
great.
I start getting more tired. And I'm just thinking, well, my eyes are exhausted then.
yeah, mine are really dead then.
But he's like, oh, your eyesight's perfect.
Oh, great. Those glasses, somebody told me to get, um, like those reading glasses.
Yeah, like a
Some,
1.0 or a 1 point.
yeah, and somebody said make sure they have like that blue. I
Yep,
don't know
I
if
have
it
the
takes
blue
blue then.
ones. Yeah.
Yeah, they say it helps. I think it does because I used to get very tired after reading on the internet.
Right. Yeah, you're supposed to do that, especially if you're older. But yeah, I have my blue lens glasses, but you know what? I hop on the computer and totally don't think about them.
Oh my God. You know what my son's vision is? And he played a lot of video games, and then, he did courses online, 20 over 400. And I'm like, oh my God. And this was when he turned 18. And I'm here, do you see this a lot? And she said, yeah. So it has to be from the internet and
It
playing
has to
video
be.
games.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well,
And just imagine all these kids who have been put on the computer now over the last couple of years with all the virtual learning and stuff.
yeah,
I mean, they've been put on the computer at a
I
very
know,
early
it's so
age.
bad. Yes.
So it makes you wonder, I worry about the whole mask wearing thing too. If we're going to have a generation of kids who don't know about the whole facial expression empathy thing, right?
Right.
Yes. And, I wonder what you're actually breathing in with
In the
the
mask.
mask. I don't, yeah.
Yeah, it showed where
Especially
some
when,
of those were made, and it wasn't in very good places where those masks are made.
yeah, isn't it kind of ironic that we're all wearing masks that
Mm.
are made in China? I mean,
Yeah,
huh?
and on
Yeah,
the
real,
floor where they're
yeah.
stomping on the floor and everything and dropping them. Oh yeah.
And then, you're breathing in, with carbon dioxide after you just breathe it in. I didn't like it.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
No.
No, I agree. But there's a lot of things right now that make no sense. So what can I
Yeah,
say?
that's true too. Yeah.
Yeah, the world
Yeah,
is, yeah, on its side
Hmm.
for sure.
that's true.
So, yeah, so I was thinking about this whole thing. Last night when I was talking about it, I was feeling like, oh man, this is just so disappointing, right? And I mean, yeah, I had you know, my little touch of anger going on, but I am pretty much conflict averse. And I'm like, why is this so disappointing to me, even? And then I realized something. It isn't just one person. It isn't just that all of a sudden he takes somebody else's ideas and pretends that he's, you know, inspector whoever, or that he solved or he put the puzzle together or whatever. I mean, come on. Anybody who is watching this case discussion, they know dang well we've been talking about it for a long time.
Hmm.
But the disappointment comes in, I guess, on the heels of the other disappointments, right? And then you total it all together, and it's been 4 years of this kind of junk. That's the disappointment because he had a choice. He could have done the right thing. All he would have had to have said to do the right thing would have been, you know, my writers have been listening to this other channel and they've explained to me what that theory is, and I agree. And this is why I agree. It was, I would think it would have been that simple.
Hmm.
He had a choice to do the right thing and he chose to do wrong. That's where the disappointment is, because like if he was just one person and he did that, then it'd be like, okay, what a putz, right?
Hmm.
But he isn't just one person. He's one of many. And
Yeah.
that's where it's like, man. And then I always have to take it a step further with my thought process. And I think, how on earth did he get to his age without a healthy moral compass, right?
Hmm.
Like at some point, you would think he would have developed a moral compass that would have had him wanting to do the right thing. But then you think, I wonder if he never really had parenting going on in his early years that even taught him how to have a healthy moral compass. And then if you think of all the others, like I think, are hurting people who just don't get it that it isn't that difficult to do the right thing.
Yes.
And that's the sadness, that's the disappointment, because I really feel like this whole episode of BS, now, they have all sorts of new videos out. And then if you look at the comment threads, all they're doing is using it as another vehicle for trashing us. That's all they're doing. They don't like the moving day theory. So they're jumping on it. They're calling me menopausal, all that crap. Even
Oh, geez.
even
I
Christopher
agree.
Watt's brother-in-law has to comment right on it. Like, really, Mr. Boo-hoo, he's being harassed and he's jumping on these videos and he's, saying, well, it's 100%, what did he say? I don't know. I posted his comment that it's, 100% false or whatever.
That's what he said.
Yeah. Did you see my comment? It's like,
Mhm.
opinions are not true or false. What? An opinion is an opinion.
Well, the
And
bank, I mean, JP Morgan Chase, I think they would have agreed because they were going to be 4 months behind on their mortgage. So, no, that's usually what will happen. They would be moving out. Yeah,
exactly. And
and that's common sense.
telling the lawyer she was getting divorced,
Yep.
telling the
Mhm.
hairstylist she was getting divorced.
Yeah. Chris said he was getting divorced. He said that to
Yeah,
Mark. That's in Discovery. So why would they discredit you? I mean, this is being said.
Well,
exactly.
even her mom was telling people there at that shop that her daughter was going to be going through a divorce. She was separating, going through a divorce. So, I mean, there's just too many people. There's things out there people don't realize is out there, and for
Chris
some
told
reason they want to
all the
overlook it.
friends,
Yeah, he did.
on Monday too. Yeah.
And she told that lawyer. She talked to that
Mhm.
lawyer. Yeah,
Yep.
I mean,
When you put all of the details together that we've been discussing for so long, like the gray truck
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
the boxes in the basement,
Yep.
and she wasn't supposed to be there, and even Ronnie and Cindy offering to go back with him to help.
Mm.
To help what? Right? I think they knew dang well he was moving out, and I personally think he was moving with the girls back to their house.
I really think he had no choice but to do that because
Right?
he had 2 pennies to have together, or however the idiom goes. Yeah.
Right. And then he could have had time to get a job, and I have no
Mhm.
doubt he would have become a master mechanic again.
Yes.
So yeah, I mean, I think there are so many details that you line up, and it's like it's almost obvious, really,
Yes,
that
that's
he was moving
Star
out.
Mom always says use common sense, and that's the
Yep.
common sense. They were behind. They were going to court on an HOA. They were going
Well,
to pay
that's the
twice
other
as
thing.
much.
I don't know if you guys noticed, but Mr. What's the name of that? Um, what did he call himself? The
Oh,
detective.
Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah, yeah, old Sherlock over there. I think is what I'll start calling him. Because Sherlock's sitting there going, "Oh, they were behind on their house payments, and they were going to court for their house payments." And he was treating that HOA thing like it was something about the house payments. And I thought,
Well,
man, he really does need to hire better writers because everybody knows that was for the HOA dues. And that is actually a good point about the whole thing, which we discussed last week ad nauseum. They were sent a notice of hearing for
mhm.
unpaid HOA dues. They ignored the notice of hearing. The unpaid HOA dues were over $1,500. I can't remember how much, 1,532 or something like that.
Yes.
Okay, that's an amount of money that in the 2 months or however long that they would have known about it, And they would have known about it even before that, of course, because they would have been getting notices in the mail.
Of course.
So that is a very small amount of money for them to be ignoring if they planned to stay in the house. I think that they ignored it because I think they planned on abandoning the house.
Hmm.
If they could have gotten a short sale, that's probably what they were hoping for. But even then, if they sold it on a short sale, they may not have had any money left over at all at the closing table to
Right.
worry about whether or not they had a judgment against them.
Yep. Agree.
Yes.
So that's another clue that he was moving out that day. He was taking the girls and getting the hell out of Dodge. Well, that's a poor pun, I guess, but because he actually ended up in Dodge. But
Yeah, they would
his
have to pay all their credit cards this time. So all of that would be
Hmm.
coming out of any profit they would have made because they
and
could not claim bankruptcy again.
I don't even think they would have had any profit.
No.
Their value on that house, the assessed value on that house, jumped dramatically back in 2015. It jumped way high. What that tells me, it was something. It was like 70 grand all at once or something ridiculous. I think they got an equity loan. I really do. I think they were sucking
Uh, that could be. That's a good point, actually.
because if all of a sudden, they bought that house and then all of a sudden it jumps up 70 grand all at
Oh, yeah.
once, then
Hmm.
what that tells me is they probably sucked some equity out and then they ended up with an appraisal on the house.
Hmm.
And then the assessors went like, whoa, look at this, and
Yeah.
raised, the assessed value.
Well,
Yes.
good old Goldie in the chat says that's interesting, but you still can't murder people. We've never said it's right to murder anybody or kill anybody. So
No, that actually brought the house down by 40% value.
just saying, we don't condone
And I,
murder.
I highly doubt they had any equity at the point of the tragedy.
Hmm.
I highly doubt there would have been enough money, just like the house in North Carolina that, in my opinion, Christopher Watts paid every penny on.
Hmm.
I
Yes.
highly doubt that there was any equity going on. The whole idea that she made that video saying that she was going to make money off of houses, and then she buys a house with what, less than 5% down and ends up losing money on it. There was no money made on that house.
No.
People, oh, she had such a nice house. Did she really? Did she, or did she just
Usually, you
somehow?
don't start out with new homes if you're going to turn homes to make money. You don't start out with brand new homes. So for most
Exactly.
people I've seen, they buy homes and they go in there and fix them up and sell them. I mean, that's what most people
Thanks.
do.
Right. And not when you're putting down what, two, not even 2%. Well, let's figure it out. I mean, he would have, on the house in Colorado that's rented to 400,000, usually put down 20%. That's what, 80,000 he would have needed. That's what people put 20% down. You're not going to make a profit
Yeah.
Well,
any other
people
way.
don't do that anymore. They used to. When I first got started in real estate, that was kind of
What? Oh, they don't?
the golden line. But yeah, people don't do that anymore because
Oh.
there are many programs out there for first time home buyers where they don't require the 20%.
Yeah,
It's
I've
smart.
heard people say
But
that.
then look how much you're going to be. Okay, all right. If you're going to do it like that, but then you get that PMI insurance
Right.
they
I was
have to
going to say
pay.
it's smart to do because if you don't, then you're going to have that PMI.
Right. I mean, I would make double mortgage payments then and apply the other payment just to the principal then.
But I think that she was upside down in the house in North Carolina, and I don't think she ever made payments on it. I think it was Christopher Watts who made payments on it. I think the only reason she ever dated him was because I think she was in that house for enough time that
Mhm.
she knew she was, you know, in trouble. I
Yeah.
don't think she was. I think, what was it? Cindy Watts said he had like 13 grand in his savings account,
Mhm.
and that money disappeared fast.
Yeah.
Well, I think he was paying her house payment.
I just I can't believe anybody would give somebody a house for like $4,000 or $5,000 down and decide to build it. And honestly,
Well, it would be like probably
well,
4 or 5% down, and then whatever closing costs, unless that
oh,
was some sort of a benefit of the
Well,
program. So if it was
we really
400,
don't know what was behind that house in North Carolina. We really don't. I've never seen anything showing whose
I
name was
mean,
on it in any of that.
wouldn't
So
she
I don't
have to
know.
show? I mean, how
Mm.
much she would have to show? It wouldn't have been that easy because you have to show how much money you're earning to
right,
pay the
you have to
mortgage
have
payment,
income
right?
verification, and you also have to have the proper debt to income ratios going on.
I
But
wonder
you
how
need to
she
think
pulled that
about
off.
something.
Mm.
You need to think about something.
Hmm.
She claimed at some points to be a part owner of that business. She claimed
Oh,
at other times to be the business manager. She claimed
right.
at other times to be the manager of the whole place. She made all sorts of claims, right?
Right.
And so, gee, I just wonder, I mean, I don't know about you guys in chat, but, or you guys up on the panel, but in my opinion, she was a liar. Okay.
Yes, and Equifax and the other two creditor, I mean, the ones who check your credit, they're
Well,
gonna tell you how much you really had.
Well, they're gonna mail forms back then. It was 2009, December
Hmm.
of 2009. They're going to mail forms back then
Hmm.
to the employer to have the income verified. So I wonder who was opening the mail at that employer, right?
Hmm.
And I
I
wonder
think
who filled out the forms.
Jackie has a pretty good idea about the house. I've kind of wondered that myself.
And all the W-2s, I mean, everything would be, they want income that's reported,
Mm.
correct? I mean, like, they
Do
look
what?
at they want to see the actual income that's being reported to the IRS,
No, they would just ask for income
right?
verification from the employer.
Oh, that's it. Okay.
And then the whole storyline that she showed up at a closing with a suitcase of cash.
Yeah.
Okay, get ready for the B word. Get ready for the B word. That is bullshit.
Shit. I
Because
love it.
lenders do not have buyers showing up with suitcases full of cash. They want to track that down payment. They
Mhm.
want to know where it came from. They're not going to sit there with a suitcase of cash. That is total bullshit.
I
Maybe
think
a
somebody chose
cashier's
someone.
check, I think, is what they require, or a check, don't they? I mean, something like that. I've never
Well,
heard
they
of
want
bringing
to
in
track
a
that
check.
money. They don't want you to bring a down payment that was just gifted to you.
Right.
They want to know that you have actually saved that money
Definitely.
towards your down payment.
Yep. Hmm.
So yeah, the whole thing is a joke. And that was the first video of this case that I watched,
Hmm.
was when she was sitting out on the back deck irritated because Bella and Cece had vocal cords, and
Hmm.
she sat back there saying how, oh, she comes from, a family of contractors and she wanted to build her own house. Oh, whatever. You think she's ever swung a hammer in her lifetime? I don't think so.
Mm-mm.
It certainly wasn't to hang pictures on the wall.
No.
No.
Well, she didn't
You
allow
know,
pictures on the wall, remember? Yeah.
right. And then what you just said, you don't, if you're trying to make money on real estate, you don't buy a brand new house.
Right.
So yeah, the whole thing is just a crack of baloney.
Hmm. I agree. Hmm. But I wonder where the 10,000 went that he did take out, and why she was looking for a home in North Carolina apparently. So that
Well, she
suggested that she
posted,
was
yeah,
moving.
she posted one, and then she evidently went cruising around looking for one. The
Mhm.
idea that she could ever buy anything is a total farce. It's
Yeah.
just like that Tesla, you know,
Yes. Hmm.
like they couldn't even afford to pay their HOA dues. Then I highly doubt they could have afforded another house.
Maybe that was money to rent a place instead of buy a place. Maybe she was supposed to find a rental home or something for herself. I
Well,
don't
I've been thinking something different about
Oh,
the 10 grand. I'm kind of wondering if she was more mentally ill than we realize, and if she had other people managing her money
Yeah, that's
or
very
helping her, because
possible.
why would NA have given her $30 cash?
Well, we know
There's
she had to have mental issues because her student loans got excused from that bankruptcy. So we know
Yes, that
what you
was
have to
very
do.
interesting.
That's the big
Hmm.
tell-all right there. Yeah.
Yes.
good old Goldie. It was a Tesla, I think, that she was pretending like they were going to, grab. Didn't they
Yeah,
test drive a
yeah,
Tesla?
she was test driving a Tesla. They did. He leased the Lexus. She did not lease it. So people need to understand that her name was not on that Lexus. It was in his name as a lease car. So I don't know why people keep wanting to say it was her car. It wasn't her car. I don't even think she even drove. Actually, that's the first time I seen her drive was when she test drove that Tesla. I've never seen
And
her drive.
notice that the children were nowhere to be found.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
I absolutely believe the claims of people who say that there was an open CPS case, because the things that they've said
Hmm.
fit all of those videos. They said that she wasn't allowed to drive with the children in the car. She wasn't allowed to take the children to the doctor. She wasn't allowed to be alone with the children for like the first, I think, 16 months or something ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, they expanded it so that she could be, or no, 12 months, maybe 12 or 13 months. And then after that, they expanded it for 1 hour in the morning until whoever showed up to get the kids to daycare.
Mm-hmm.
If you ever wonder, why would it be that a friend would be so concerned 5 or 6 hours after dropping her off? Well, maybe she was the morning ride to daycare.
Yeah. And to the doctor. Maybe she's supposed to take her to the doctor
Yes,
too.
that's a
Yep.
good point. Hmm.
That's what I'm thinking.
And
Yeah.
then they also say that the daycare center was supposed to call the authorities immediately if the girls weren't there at opening time.
Mm-hmm.
So, who was calling the daycare? Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It just all makes sense. And
Yeah.
the whole idea that there was an incident in December of 2016, well, all of a sudden her parents moved out. All of a sudden both girls were in daycare full time. Like, that's a little too weird. And all of a sudden her supposed friend, the nurse who worked at that hospital where they're claiming that's where the incident took place, all of a sudden she wasn't her friend anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I personally don't think she was her friend. I think she was some sort of a caregiver.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree.
I do too. I mean, it just makes sense.
I do think that the money that she used for that house in North Carolina was somehow connected to an earlier pregnancy.
Yeah, I do too.
I
I
highly doubt she
too.
ever made enough money to save up any money for a house.
I agree with you.
Yeah, I agree. That never that didn't settle right with me. I've gotten into fights with certain people.
Like I said, I know it's offensive to people, but I think there were several pregnancies. I can't help that from the way I've seen
Yes.
pictures.
Yep, I do
It just
too. I
makes
think
sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
I think we counted them one day. What was it? 7 of them.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Wow.
Cheryl says there are interesting theories about what the house was used for. I think those interesting theories came from this platform.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I think both of you nailed it, and it's like, wow.
But you know what? If everyone tunes into AD's channel, I bet you he's probably going to find that piece of the puzzle, and he'll have
Well,
his,
I'm sure.
what word did
I'm
he
sure.
use? I think he used the word revelation, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
See, I can hear the disappointment in my voice. I really wish that he would correct the wrong.
Hmm.
I really do. I mean, I was only kidding about, diamonds and flowers and chocolates and stuff. Although, if he wants to do that, that would be fun. But I think,
He said it was your idea, but that you had it wrong. It was your theory, but you
Oh,
had
was
it
that what
wrong.
he said?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I had the timestamp. Yeah.
And doesn't his isn't his theory still on K? I didn't get to hear it, but
Yeah, that's all they can
Yeah,
do is,
yeah.
yeah.
She was still involved. She was there. Yeah, she was
She's
there.
been cleared. You know, they looked at her phone. They looked at the cell towers. It's all in Discovery. It's all there. I have the page numbers. I was gonna cover that the other day, but I figured it'd be too much for everybody.
Yeah,
She's been cleared long, long ago.
I think so too. But
They don't sit outside and use the cell phones like, oh, let me see if it's going to ping how far. No, they don't. It doesn't work quite like that.
mm,
It can be 45 miles away.
There's no way that NK had anything to do with anything.
No, she was at work that day.
I think it was a very casual, fun, whatever. And I think that by the time they were done, I think that Christopher Watt's wife and Christopher Watts were already separated.
mm-hmm.
That marriage was over. And if their finances were not in such a terrible mess, they probably would have been divorced already.
Actually, Cheryl, they didn't love the Steelers. That was SW that loved the Steelers because of somebody else that loved the Steelers before CW ever come in the picture. He actually liked North Carolina. That's been he's explained that several times that that was his
Yes.
team,
Was
not his
that her
team.
ex-boyfriend who loved the Steelers?
Yes.
Really?
Mhm. Yeah. The boss. Yeah. The one at the place. Yeah. Mhm. That was his team.
Yeah, 'cause I often wonder, like, why would Chris Watts like the Steelers? You know?
Yeah. Yeah. Because him and his dad used to go to games all the time, and stuff. I don't ever remember him saying anything about the
Going to
Steelers or
Pittsburgh.
anything. Kind of crazy.
I just deleted a really funny, or not funny, but a really ridiculous comment. I just
Uh,
blocked the person. I
uh,
don't know if you guys saw it before I deleted it. It was pretty weird.
no,
It's
probably not.
I mean, too.
it's right on the whole menopausal thing. It's like, come on,
Okay.
No,
people.
really. No, I didn't see that.
I don't know. Maybe we should just have an hour discussion about vaginas or something, and just give all the weirdos something to talk about.
Yeah. Well, that seems to be the whole thing. We're all menopausal women. Nah, actually done been through that, done gone long years ago. Yeah, sorry, disappoint you.
Oh, special case said Holly, the biggest scumbag attacker, said in her streams about CPS. I know MM has told us she knew who it was. I was curious if it could have been our friend HB. No, are you talking about the blog that the biggest SVA is talking about? Again, scumbag attackers who can't just have their own content.
Mhm.
That is not Honey Badger who wrote that blog. And it also isn't me who wrote that blog, even though the scumbag attacker is lying on a daily basis saying that I wrote it or that I had whatever input. That's bullshit.
Yeah.
It's all bullshit.
For
Again,
what about small balls? She said. Special
again,
It's
case.
like every time you get close or we get close, that something comes out. You know, it's
yeah,
incredible.
they just pounce. It's like,
Yeah.
really, hang it up. Just just stop already. It's been 4 years, for Pete's sake. Can't they go like find another case to try to,
Yeah, don't they
you
have
know?
any cases at all that are of interest? I mean, some of these people. I mean, I don't understand why the big interest in the cases here in this country. Would you explain that to me? I don't get it because I found some
Well,
cases in other countries that are pretty intriguing,
I
actually.
think their only interest is in trying to make money off of the case,
Uh,
and I think they think that they can make money if they jump on the bandwagon of trying to attack people.
mm, that's probably it.
I mean, they don't even really, most of them don't know our laws.
And they don't even know the case either. They just don't.
No, they don't. No, they don't.
Hmm.
Little Star said, Kenkel said Christina's an author. Yes, she is an author, but she's not one who anybody knows her identity. So, and she's very good. She's very smart. She's a good person. And, you know, for one of the scumbag attackers to be trying to attack her, like,
Yeah.
for Pete's sake, lady, why
I mean,
don't you, you know, seriously,
yeah,
do these people have any content of their own?
no. Why didn't they think it was strange? Like, Christina Meacham is calling Chris Watts 6 a.m. her time, well, texting him at 10 o'clock at work a.m. on Monday. You have NA acting like a crazy woman. Cassie, and she's frantic. So, yeah, NA was there. Her son was there. He admits he was there 40 minutes trying to get in. She had the phone. That she had to have the phone. She had to be in the house to have the phone. How would Sandy know to call Primrose?
Hmm. And why
Uh,
might explain to
told her.
MM about the one that lives in Hawaii that she
Oh
actually
yeah,
called CW. Yeah, let her
Christine.
know that in
Yeah,
a text. Yeah.
yeah, Christina Meacham. Why did? And I'm sorry because she's in Discovery. That's why I said her name. I said it on the show the other night, the live stream. They kept it from us, but it's actually in there. There's a stream of 5 texts. She from 6 a.m. in Hawaii. She never went out to Arizona. In fact, that weekend, she's texting Chris Watts at work Monday morning. It's 10 o'clock a.m. 10:10 actually. They didn't
Well,
include the actual text messages though.
let me tell you, if my ex-husband had any one of my friends bothering him at work and telling him what
Yeah.
to do,
Hmm.
he would have been like, why the hell do they have my phone number and who the hell do they think they are?
Exactly.
So why was Chris Watts so ready to do whatever they told him to do? I think they were all caregivers
Hmm.
at one point or another, making money off of wherever. And I don't think it was her family paying any. I absolutely don't think that. I think that the government was paying caregivers, and I think that there were people lining up to get a check.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I think that's why they had Christopher Watt's phone. And I think that's why they felt like they could call him up at any point and say, you better get home now.
Yeah,
And
get
then,
your ass home is what Cassie said. Unbelievable. And she was going to move in his house.
You
yeah.
know, the
And
thing that amazes me is you got to think about that with that Christine Mitchum. She was the one that was there for 2 months, right? When she had the supposed dental
Yes.
surgery. Who would normally, with an MLM friend, just an MLM friend, why in the world would somebody go live with somebody for 2 months, leave, their home and their husband, their surroundings, to go live with somebody and not get something out of it? That doesn't make sense to me. Just
I think
doesn't.
she
No,
was paid. I
I do
think it was a
too.
paid position. And
Hmm.
here's the other thing,
that's a good point.
if your doctor releases you from the hospital after whatever surgery you have, if you need to have a nurse there, then I highly doubt she would have been let out of the hospital so that she could run around throwing her hair up in a ponytail and, you
Yep.
know, be jerking her neck around the way she was. I don't believe for 1 second that she had any neck surgery.
No, I don't either. I don't.
I
Mm.
think she self harmed, and I think that they brought in, well, either that or maybe whoever was supposed to be watching her was too busy for a couple months. I think she self harmed, and they brought in somebody to be right there because I think that she was a danger to herself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you made a good point. And when you said nurse, Christina M, she's not a nurse, I don't think, from Hawaii.
Oh, I thought she was.
I can't find anything that says what she actually did. Cassie is. They kept calling her the nurse from Arizona, but she
Oh, okay.
wasn't there. I'm thinking, wait a minute. if she had that operation, she would have had a visiting nurse probably once a week or physical therapy. We don't see anything going on like that.
Yeah, and they
Nothing.
wouldn't
And we
tell her to
saw,
go out of town 2 weeks later either, would they? No.
right.
No.
Yeah,
No
not
way.
riding in a car, going on a long trip. Yeah, you
Yeah.
have to, the doctors have to
Yeah.
watch you closely. I mean, we've had people in the
Exactly.
chat, even a nurse that had that done. Miss JD Duck, she was telling about it, remember? Yeah.
Yes. And she said the scar is down the front, with the
Mhm.
anterior. They don't do it on the side.
Yeah.
And I've noticed too where it looks like sometimes the scar's on the opposite side, like Star Mama said, and then it's gone. It's just
Yeah.
really weird.
Or it goes from dull to bright red. That's what I don't get.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It looks self inflicted. It does. And it looks superficial. And a good point after that happened, she wasn't being injured, but now, as with the children, you just seemed to nail it the other night, Miss Benson. You really did.
Well, I think that she was self harming, and I think she had a long history of self harming behaviors. I think that they had a series of people who were trying to get the freebie. I wouldn't say freebie because that would be money they would definitely earn if they had to put up with her on a regular basis.
Yes.
But and it's hard work, no doubt about it. But I think that they were lining up for the paycheck. I don't think she had a series of close friends. I think she had a series of caregivers
Yeah.
on the government's dime.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was all a bunch of bullshit that she was successful at all at anything. I think the whole MLM thing was probably their way of trying to keep her busy. I mean, she's the one signing up for it, but I think it was how they were trying to just, like, I don't know, maybe get her out of the house so that Christopher Watts and the girls could have a break. I don't know.
Did you see what Nuckin said? Go look at what she said. That may be a good point. Maybe she knew how to do that. She learned how to do that on her neck. Make it look
Well,
like,
when we
Uh,
were looking at that autopsy, remember, Mia, when you read off that
yes.
thing of Bella and Cece not having surgery?
mhm.
Yes. That I'm still thinking about that. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, if they didn't have surgery and yet they set the stage and made all those, posts,
Yes.
it's like that is as disgusting as it gets if they were using those children as
Oh my
stage
gosh.
pets.
Yeah.
Yes. And somebody might say, well, what about, saw the picture, when I went through your pictures the other night on the computer, and you see Bella with the IV, with her little arm.
Yeah.
I think that was probably when she was sick, possibly food poisoning, wasn't it?
I think
She
that, do
had
you mean
food
in
poisoning?
December of 2016 when people are
Yeah,
saying she was caught?
yeah, I think that's the time. She looks very thin. I mean, she's just standing there. She looks so weak in the hospital. And Chris Watts is holding the IV bag.
Well, and
You can
there's
barely
something
see
else.
him.
There's
Maybe
something
she
else.
was dehydrated, probably not getting enough
Oh
Didn't
fluid
my God.
from the
didn't the
Benadryl.
doctor didn't the doctor that they saw, didn't that doctor have an office in that hospital?
Oh,
Because she posted pictures of them sitting around in the lobby a lot.
Yeah, she did.
yeah, she did.
So maybe the pediatrician
Maybe on those naps at
recognized
the
that she
hospital.
was
Yeah.
right. Maybe she was dehydrated, or like you said, Star Mama, or maybe,
She looked bad. Like the
yeah,
little
maybe
girl.
she was sick and they had to do some sort of an IV for an antibiotic or something.
You know that hospital in Indianapolis, this is something I looked at. Do you know that if you don't have insurance that they put you on a payment plan based on your income at that hospital?
Oh,
You can go read it in their log information. It's kind of interesting. So, if you wouldn't want your insurance company to know that you're being treated for something, that'd be a good way of getting around it, wouldn't it? have somebody set up a payment plan, somebody be paying the bill privately,
Yes.
and I thought that was interesting. Keep
That is
something else
interesting.
quiet. Yeah. Mhm.
Well, I highly doubt they ever had to pay for anything. I think it was all covered under whatever government program she
Yeah.
was signed up for.
Mm.
I mean, I think it was all of her life. I think before she even became an adult, I think she was already on programs.
Oh, I think so too.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
the whole thing what you said about how there was nothing after that neck scar, there
mhm.
was nothing at all about physical therapy. There was nothing leading up to the surgery either.
Nope.
No.
I think it was a total lie. I
Don't you
do.
think she
And
just showed herself in the bed and pictures and coming home? You would have thought she'd have showed all of that stuff,
Oh yeah.
for the
yep.
She would
attention.
have showed herself in the hospital with the
Mhm.
IVs and
Yeah.
yeah.
There's just some
Yeah.
strange stuff about that.
Well, if you stay
Actually,
with
I'm beginning to wonder if her children were even born at a hospital or at a private facility because
Oh
she doesn't show them
yeah.
leaving the hospital or going in or in
No.
labor. She doesn't show anything that
No.
much. I mean, there's two pictures, one of Cece when Cindy went up there, and the one with Bella is just when her and CW was in the room, and it looks very in a very secluded area. I mean,
Yeah.
just it's kind of
I noticed
I don't know,
that
it's
too.
questionable to me.
Yeah,
the
I always thought
woman
that
was
too.
the woman was wearing makeup and she was
Hmm.
wearing a bra.
Hmm.
Oh
We've all had babies. We've all nursed our babies. Hello. You don't have a bra on.
No,
You don't
no.
have your street clothes on, and
you
Oh
don't feel like doing your makeup either most of the
you
time,
don't
right,
have
Missy?
makeup
no.
unless you're possibly knocked out for the delivery. It's probably a C-section, if you know what I'm saying. Wink, wink. I think you might catch what I'm saying, Mia. Star Mama, do you know what I'm saying?
Yes. Did you
You know
notice how
why?
she kind of was, Cece? If you notice, she was kind of act like she's kind of groggy, didn't she? If you think about it, in
Yes,
that
she
video,
Yeah.
did.
she did
So
act
if you're
kind of
knocked
groggy.
out cold while they take the baby,
Hmm.
and
Yeah, 'cause
then
it looks
you
like
get
she has her own ward. Like she's a
yes,
celebrity, isn't it?
and then they bring the baby in as long as they have enough supervisors lined up to catch the baby.
Yeah. Mm,
I wonder if she had C-sections.
I don't know. They
Hmm.
never said anything about it in autopsy.
No. Interesting.
Yeah, interesting question.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. I
That
think
is
there's just a
very
lot of
interesting.
things that that's literally been hid from us for a long time.
Well, I don't think she had any of the illnesses or surgeries or anything that she claimed for herself. I don't think the girls had any of the illnesses or diseases or whatever that she claimed they had. And I'm
Hmm.
No.
really beginning to question whether or not they were at the emergency room all the time.
Right.
Hmm.
I think she might have just been lying for her videos.
That's a
Possibly.
good point. Yeah. I mean, I started thinking about that. Wait, there's if they didn't, and what doctor would really do
Well,
remove
New
adenoids
Orleans,
from
New
both
Orleans lady
children?
said,
I don't believe it.
New Orleans lady said that CW said that SW had natural birth. I've never
Yeah,
heard that,
but
so I didn't know that.
yeah, but Chris is a total putz who probably
He lies about everything, though.
right. Yeah, she probably said, "Oh, I had natural childbirth," and he probably went, "Oh, okay."
It
I mean,
pink.
she's the
Don't you
type
remember
to
in that
film it.
pregnancy
Yeah.
video? Pink means what? It's just a test. Yeah, really.
Means girls.
On. I think that was a hint. He's
Yeah.
not that stupid to know that a pink test doesn't mean it's a girl. Come on,
It's only a
can't
Exactly.
be
test.
that stupid.
But think about it, to put
Just
up
a
with
test.
her crap for so many years, he had to
Hmm.
have been stupid. Like he
Yeah.
had to be stupid. And I don't mean
Yeah.
to say he was stupid about cars, but here's
No.
another thing. He had all of that attention from his father. He had all that attention from his mother. You know, he had such a solid childhood and everything, which I do think he did have a solid childhood.
Yes.
But it sure seems to me that if his lifelong goal was to become a NASCAR trained master mechanic, then when he actually got that training under his belt, he would have been hired to be a NASCAR trained master mechanic. There's a reason he wasn't hired for that position. I think maybe he was kind of dumb when it came to real life.
That's a good
Maybe
point.
they picked up on it.
Yeah,
You
it
know,
is.
maybe they picked
Yeah.
up on it and said, okay, he's a good guy and he knows, you know, he's book smart. He knows what he's doing when it comes to dealing with an engine. But maybe they couldn't stand his personality. Maybe he had just that doofus smile and he'd be like, okay, yeah, okay, whatever you say, okay.
Yeah.
And then maybe they're like, okay, this guy's getting on my nerves. Yeah, I
He was
respect.
kind
Right.
of like that.
Exactly.
But they did people in neighbors, so it said though, if they had car trouble, that he'd jump right over and help them though. So he
Which
knew
is
a little
good.
bit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
which is good. But I mean, for that level of training and education,
Exactly.
right. I
then
got
it
you.
They're gonna take the
seems
best of the best.
right. They're going to take the ones that can really fit on the team, that really have that go get 'em
Professional and
personality.
quick.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
And
And I
they're not gonna accommodate Shanann. Sorry, it's just not gonna work that way.
No.
yeah, no way.
Yeah.
She would not have fit in. But at the same time, in fairness to him, and in fairness to Ronnie and Cindy, I think he had a good childhood. I think he did well in school. He did well in sports. And you know, people scoff at that, but that matters. He was on every sports team there was. And
Yes.
kids who are involved with sports are, I mean, they're learning a lot of important lessons.
Wonder why he
And
didn't go to real college, being on sports,
wonder
He
why
didn't want
what?
to. Like he didn't want to go to like a real college.
Well, he wanted to be a NASCAR trained mechanic.
That's what he
So that,
wanted. Yeah.
yeah, so that was like a vocational thing.
Yeah. But I
I
heard he
think,
made good grades though.
He
yeah,
did. Yeah, he's
great.
top. Yeah.
Right. And then also, in fairness to him, as dorky as he seems, in
Mhm.
fairness to him, he did have a good group of good friends. And
It's true.
Cindy
Yeah.
said some of his friends were from the time he was in kindergarten.
Have you
Yes.
known people that are exceptionally smart but they don't use common sense? There's a lot of people like that.
Oh, I think there's something worse. I think there's like, and I don't mean worse as in, I should, that's the wrong word. I think there was something more going on there than just that scary smart routine. I think he was so methodical and so like mechanical or whatever
Hmm.
that I think that's where his brain stayed. Was
Yeah.
like
Yes.
I think working on car engines was probably his best place to be working, you know,
Right.
Yeah.
because then he didn't have to worry about, you know, people.
Right. And
Mhm.
his mom was always good with money and handling everything, probably when it came to the bank,
Yeah.
budgeting. So he's gonna assume when Shanann do the same, right? Yeah.
Well, I think he would have made a good engineer. I think he would have done well in engineering. Um, I think had he met the right woman, I think
Yes.
he would be a very successful, hardworking, family man, right?
And I
Hmm.
think his mom was right that she was not the right woman for him.
Oh
I do
no.
agree with that. I agree with
Right.
that.
And
And
she knew
I
it immediately.
Hmm.
yeah, and I think Shanann knew that if she didn't get him across country,
Yeah.
the sister and the mom would be
It could be a
looking, hey,
problem.
what are you doing
Yeah.
with all the money? What are you doing? And the
Hmm.
moms are not paying. Look at the bill. They would have caught her
Also,
right away.
I think it's important to remember too that she conned him into moving far away before the wedding. I think she was
Oh,
afraid she would never get him to the altar. I
right.
think that he wouldn't have gone to the altar had she not isolated him beforehand.
That's probably God's
Yeah, you're
plan.
probably right. Yep,
Yeah,
that's a good
it makes
point.
sense.
Yeah.
Total sense to
Yeah,
me.
because it's very weird how that played out. let's move out there first, then come back. But that doesn't make sense, you know.
Well, and if she had to move out there because of her supposed health challenges, which is bullshit, if she had to move out there, then why did he move out there first? He wasn't the one with any health challenges.
No, I know.
You want me to answer that?
Yes.
She was pregnant.
Oh,
Oh, ho, 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 ho.
interesting.
I think he knew it when he met her, and I think it was um I think he felt sorry for her because she quit working. What was it, 2 or 3 weeks after they met? Yeah, kind of
Yep.
makes sense. Supposedly
Wow.
working. So what did she really get him involved in?
Well,
And
the
that
first
nurse,
date was
remember? Yeah, everything. She was quiet, kept away.
whoa,
Yeah.
whoa, 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 whoa.
Oh,
Their first date was August 10th of 2010, right?
Mhm.
She quit working 2 or 3 weeks later. That would have been Labor Day weekend,
Yeah.
right?
wow.
And then she went on care.com, and that's where she met the nurse.
Yeah.
That was the end of
Wow.
November. So if she was pregnant by a certain someone else
Mhm.
and she met him, and she would have been impulsive and whatever, as soon as she found out she was pregnant. So then if she, let's just say she was a month along, okay, when she met him. If she was, and I'm just, this is pure conjecture here,
Mhm.
1 month along on August 10th, she quit her job. She would have been like 7 weeks along. She met that nurse on care.com
Mhm.
2 months and a week or two later. So there's 9 weeks plus seven. So 15 weeks? Really? 15
What?
weeks and she finally has a nurse who's
Wow.
supposedly her best buddy all of a sudden?
Mhm.
That, yeah, that's odd.
Yep.
Where have we heard 15 weeks before? I
Wow.
wonder if she went in for an ultrasound.
When did they have like that engagement party? Because I'm thinking if she wanted to, she might have had to start problems with Cindy and Jamie. That way, it would make sense if she's pregnant to stay away.
And she was
Because they're in this
heavier.
fight.
She was heavier in those pictures too. Um, those
And
engagement pictures and stuff. Yeah.
Cindy said when she first met her, she was super heavy and that she always had a problem with her weight.
Mhm.
And
Interesting.
Cindy isn't saying just a little Chubbsville. She's saying super heavy.
Wow.
So if she was pregnant, and remember, they didn't meet Christopher Watts' then girlfriend. They didn't meet her right away. If you read her mother's letter to the police,
Yeah.
she said it was months later that they met him.
Wow.
Months.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if she was pregnant at that point, then, and she conned him into moving to Colorado in January of 2012. Oh, wait a minute. That's a different pregnancy star, Mama.
Yeah, that's what I
Wow.
was just gonna say, but yeah.
Wow.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
you think she was just like pumping out babies?
If you look at some pictures, I'm very suspicious.
That would make sense how Cindy said she kept gaining weight and losing weight and gaining weight and losing weight.
She kept, she had that. She was going to go visit. Remember, Na said she was going to have a play date with her other two daughters. So kind of makes me wonder.
Yeah,
So was that
that's
the
a really good point.
twins? The twins would have been born then like in April or May of 2012?
I wonder.
Okay, so the first
Wow.
pregnant, or not the first, but whatever pregnancy when they dated, because remember how she laid across his lap and she realized he was a keeper.
And he had to go pee so bad for 3 hours.
Yeah,
She had a bad
Yeah,
headache.
it's
He didn't
always,
move.
yeah. Oh,
yeah, so
Brother.
she knew that he was the right man for her. I think she checked out his credit rating, which she could have done through her other friend's computer, because remember, that was all about getting credit for people. That's what that whole lawsuit was about. So I think she checked out his credit rating and decided that he would do.
well, as long as he's good to you. I don't know, that's still bothering me. Sorry.
It bothers me too, because you know what? In that letter, they're, it's the same old thing that she was doing in that video, how she has this family of contractors, right?
Mhm.
Christopher Watts had a good job. He had a good savings account. He had a good
Yes.
credit rating. He had a good budget and stuck to it, right?
Yes.
He was only 25 years old and he had a good savings account started already. I would dare say that she was lucky he would even give her the time of day.
Yeah. Exactly. I'll be honest, he was more of the catch than she was. That's the
Oh,
truth.
he was definitely more of a catch than her. He dated below him, and I think pretty much that's what a lot of us have been thinking, but we just don't discuss it. The
Yes.
whole thing of how somehow she would have to settle for him because he was a master mechanic. Are you kidding?
Yeah, I know. I was shocked when that was said. I really was. Like,
I think he was
unbelievable.
making more money per year than she ever made in her entire lifetime.
Yes. Like, what did she bring to the table? I can't understand that when she said that.
Well,
So,
I don't think she had any house equity. I don't think she had any income except whatever she may have been getting from disability. I don't think she had any work ethic at all to her. Strong or not, I don't think she had any work ethic.
no.
I think she liked to spend money, especially other people's money, and I think
Yep.
she was a liar. So, yeah, he's a 25-year-old kid with a good job, good income, good credit, good friends, and a good history. No criminal history as far as anybody knows. As
Mhm.
far as anybody knows, he didn't, beat up on small children or use drugs or anything.
Well, her dad always said that he couldn't lie, that he was a good husband and a good father, a great husband and a great father.
Yes.
So apparently he's seen something in him, you know.
I think that
I didn't hear
Christopher
anybody say
Watts.
anything bad about him ever. Nobody
I
said
think
No.
anything
Christopher
bad.
Watts is probably the reason that she was even able to pretend that she was making money with her MLMs.
Hmm.
I think without him, I think she was probably, party central.
And when,
Well, there was
yeah,
a thing post where he said told somebody after Cece was about 3 weeks old, she went out to party that Saturday night and he was home with the kids when she was three
wow.
weeks old. I do remember seeing that. It's probably gone now.
Really? Wow.
Yes. Hmm.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. And he didn't mind because she said she was going for a girls' night out and she had been pregnant for that long and stuff. But at 3 weeks, really? Who leaves their baby at 3 weeks? I never did.
No.
To
You
go out and
don't.
have fun with my friends, really? Nah.
No.
No.
You don't.
I don't know. I just think when you're married, you should be with the person you're with. You don't go out to these places. That's just what I think.
Well, and
Too much
Actually,
temptation.
it's pretty disgusting that while he worked all week and he's the one picking up the girls and feeding them and
mhm.
getting them ready for bed and doing the laundry and everything else, well, she did nothing all week long.
Yeah,
I
you
think
Yeah.
have
it's
to
pretty.
think too, she couldn't be home with the kids even. He had to take off work when the kids were sick and stay home with them until they went back to school or
I know.
daycare.
Like, who
So
does that?
she couldn't be by herself, I'm telling you. There's just in that one video where somebody comes out and asks for the keys, she says, "No, I'm not going anyplace. I'm just doing a video." And she had the kids in the car. Really?
Yep, and
Mm.
Bella looked like she was overheated.
Yep, she
Oh
did.
my god.
At first, I thought because I was, believing the whole health challenges bullshit. At first, I thought that Bella had like a what's it called, a theophylline, like too high of a level of theophylline. The Theo sprinkles.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
I figured that, oh, gee, if she had asthma, then
Hmm.
maybe her theophylline level was too high by the looks
Hmm.
of her face.
Hmm.
But then you stop and think about it. She was sitting in the driveway. And, I said that one time just being sarcastic in a live chat.
Hmm.
I said, yeah, you know what? I bet they were just sitting in the driveway so she could pretend like she was actually able to drive the kids around.
Hmm.
And then from there,
Wow.
it took off that it's like, wait a minute. She was just sitting in the driveway. So I stopped thinking that it was Theo's, sprinkles. And I started to think, no, it's not having the keys
It's being hot.
because she couldn't
Yeah.
turn the air conditioning on. Yeah.
And even
And
that one where
Mhm.
she sang that song, "My Daddy Is the Hero." If you look
yes.
Mhm.
how red her cheeks was in that one too. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you could see she was
Yep.
sweating. Her
Mhm.
fangs were.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the one where it looks like she had too many Theo sprinkles in her.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and I couldn't believe Dr. Phil didn't catch this, but it almost looks like if she would get nervous when she performed for her mom,
Very
and
nervous.
she
Very.
goes for the front of her bangs like to pull out her hair
Yeah.
right at the very end of it, and
Yeah.
I think she might have
She was
been
twisting
also
her
pulling
hair.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was sad. It really was. And
Very.
like, oh, Dr. Phil, you cut it off. Like, well, he would have said anything anyway.
Well, it's very sad how she was treated. It's very sad that her image was ever allowed to be posted online by a mother who treated her the way she treated her.
Mm.
Those photos that Kelly was
Oh
showing
my
us,
god. Yeah,
Yeah, they're
oh my goodness,
heartbreaking.
we are.
But it's us
absolutely.
making up stuff. We're just trying to make her look bad. I think somebody in the chat earlier said that her friend said that she never missed doctor's appointments. Yeah, she did. The doctor even said
Yeah,
she didn't show up for any appointments. So they're all lying. Yeah.
right. The doctor said, and on the other side was her regular doctor. She's been back since 2017.
Yeah.
That's right in Discovery. Nobody made that up.
So how does that? Yeah, it doesn't account for things. The
Yeah,
neck surgery either, right? How'd that
yeah,
happen?
yeah. And then I was just shocked watching her
Mhm.
Thanksgiving making those cannolis, not the shell, just stuffing, the cheese stuff.
Mhm. Oh, you
And
mean when Cece was eating food out of the bins
actually,
and fell in the toilet? Yeah.
well, November of 27, like right after her operation, I'm
She
thinking,
had September the what was it? September the 28th, I think, and then
yeah.
she was
And
doing that. Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, I had to look at the days. Like, oh, wow.
It didn't make sense. Mm-mm.
No, you're not going to be up and around doing all that by
But
then.
we're
You're
wrong for
not.
questioning this kind of stuff. We're wrong for looking into this. But that's the
Yeah.
beauty of doing true crime
Yeah.
cases. You look at things people miss. You
Well,
do.
yeah, you guys, we
Yeah.
did learn. We did learn today from Christopher Watt's brother-in-law that our opinions
Oh,
are
he's really mad?
false. Our opinions are 100% false.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
guess
the
what?
Discovery
Opinions
gets
are
it
not
wrong.
false. You know,
No.
opinions on true crime cases that are clearly on the public stage and ripe for discussion
On closed
Correct.
cases.
Yep.
are opinions.
Mm-hmm.
And sorry, I mean, what experience does he have with any of us? I mean, the common
No,
sense. Is he gonna like foot their bill, mortgage bill? No. They were behind. Does he think they could just stay in that house? No. That's not gonna happen. They were losing the house unless they could come up with money. Was
Well,
he
he's the
gonna
one that put
pay
it
for the
out there. She
mortgage?
made 500,000 a year. So
Yeah,
yeah,
well,
we're
right.
it looked
done
good
with
for the
all that bullshit.
documentary.
Yeah.
They always would brag about her. She was perfect at everything. I mean, it's his sister, but how many people really, to that extent, exaggerate, fabricate?
Well,
And
I don't
yeah,
know why on earth any of us ever had to put up with any of the Shiner shit.
Mm-hmm.
The stuff they were saying, like, why don't they just start off every comment with la 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 and then la la land and then go for it, you know? They were saying stuff like, oh, she was such a good mom. She
Oh,
was
and a
such a
great
hard
wife.
worker.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah,
A
and he was
great
so lucky.
businesswoman. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Exactly. And oh, she had so many friends. Really? Where?
and they don't address the Benadryl. I heard that response. I watched your community post to Cindy, and that was ridiculous. That person, Alice in Wonderland, and
Yeah.
yeah, that one, yeah. You have to be on something that makes you 10 feet tall if you think that Benadryl was good and you're going to justify it.
Mm-hmm.
Is
No,
that the one where
Peter.
she was? You mean Alice Cooper?
Yeah.
Yeah, I call her also Wonderland,
She
but
calls her
Yeah,
yeah.
Alice in
I like
Wonderland.
hers better. She just
I
looks
know.
totally like Alice Cooper, though.
Yeah, I think it's the eyeliner. But no, yeah. Um, doesn't address the main thing, the Benadryl, you
Well,
know?
why wouldn't somebody that has mental issues think that somebody else that had mental issues was being okay? I mean, think about it. The way that she acts and
Yeah.
goes in those rages and screams and yells and cries and
Oh my
acts
God.
crazy. You
Yeah.
know, when they start doing that, they're protecting somebody that did the same thing, and that's just I
I
Yeah.
think
wouldn't do that,
I
but
think it's simpler
that's
than
just
that. I think she's just trying to make money.
oh yeah, of
Oh yeah.
If you
course.
look at the scumbag attacker who is now pretending to care about Christmas wife, it's like, I
Mhm.
think
I
she
can't
figures that
laugh.
we all have really bad memories or something because she was calling her a bitch and saying
Mhm.
the most terrible things about her, and then all of a sudden she's like, "Oh, what a wonderful person," or it's more like, "Ah, what a wonderful person." And I think that if you look at it and think, okay, this is so obviously not at all what she said for 3 years straight. So
Mhm.
it kind of makes you wonder, especially when she starts off her thing going, now I'm not just saying this to try to suck up to her family. No, no,
So
no.
as
You
soon as
know?
they start that off, and that's her own advice too. You mean
Yeah,
just the opposite. Yeah.
exactly. It's like I think and the same with Alice Cooper. I
Oh
think
yeah,
she
that's who I thought you were talking.
Mhm.
well, I'm talking about the other one who just came
Oh.
back and was trying to rewrite her whole bullshit.
Oh
But
yeah.
because all of a
Mhm.
sudden, I mean, she was absolutely one of the most disgusting about some of the things that she said about Christopher Watt's wife,
Mhm.
and
Wow.
and also disgusting when she made harassing phone calls to my home in the middle of the night too. But
Oh
whatever,
my God.
and a bunch of other stuff too. She's a pig. Let me tell you, she's an effing pig. But anyway, um,
Mhm.
Yeah.
the Alice Cooper one too.
Mhm.
Both of them, I think they just want to try to make a buck.
Yeah,
I
Well,
think
I
it's
do.
that
any
simple.
yeah, look anytime they have the certain family over there, look at the money they make. Yeah.
I
They
think
don't
that's
make
what
any
it's all
money.
about. I think it's just they want to make a buck.
In 2 hours
Yes.
she made $1,000 one night with the cars being there. Yeah.
Oh, on
Oh
Alice
yeah.
Cooper's?
Hmm.
You mean on Alice Cooper's that night
Oh,
where they were like,
yeah. Hmm.
yeah,
Wow.
And she asked Sandy, is there anything I forgot in the notes or I forgot that I had wrote down here or something? Is there anything else that I didn't mention that you had wrote down or something? Yeah.
Wow.
There you are at the
right.
script again.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then you have that guacamole too. I'm coming for you, Mensa. It's like, and then what was she doing? She wanted people to call her Shanann or something.
Yeah, and then she goes down there and has the screaming, raging breakdowns and screaming and cussing everybody out and
Right?
crying. And they're exactly the same thing. I mean, it just
I
is.
don't understand how these people aren't afraid of being arrested. Look up a terroristic threat. I mean, that would qualify anything like. And
Well,
seriously.
what they do is they use people with zero assets. They put them on the front line
Oh.
of making the ridiculous, videos and stuff. They have zero assets. So,
Will they bail them out of jail? I mean,
well, so
you
what
can.
they do, especially if they have some sort of mental health diagnosis
Oh,
and they're, making
that's good.
ridiculous videos, then what's the
Yeah.
first thing that'll happen is whoever their guardian is going to say, look at, she's been out of control lately. We're adjusting her meds. We've
Oh,
had
okay. Yeah,
trouble.
yeah,
So,
yeah. Yep.
they would love nothing more than to have those of us they're attacking to try to do some sort of a lawsuit because they have zero assets. They will claim poverty, they will claim mental illness, they will claim, boo
Yeah.
hoo, picked on me. So I'm just, that's what the dimwit did when she
Yeah.
was questioned about her harassing phone calls. Oh, really? Because she was harassing. Really? Really?
Mhm.
Do you know how many times those psychos have filed false police reports
Oh, it's
against the
ridiculous.
people they're attacking?
Wow.
Uh,
Unbelievable.
It's disgusting.
It
So
is
disgusting.
disgusting.
Let me see. Good old Goody or Goldie. Actually, her mom and dad called her Shannon. She called herself Shanann. So that's how there's a difference in the names. Um,
Hmm.
that
I
you're
think
asking which
sometimes
one.
she called herself Shannon.
I think it was their different personalities
Right.
myself.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's I
you're
think
right.
that sometimes she was Shannon, sometimes she was Shanann, sometimes she was Veronica,
Nurse Nene.
sometimes she was Nurse Nene. Yeah.
A few
I
others
think
too.
I think she had a lot of different names going.
Hmm.
And you know, back it was a long time ago. I don't know if it was late 2018. I think it was. I saw that happy birthday Shannon video and I
Hmm.
said, "Wait a minute. They're calling her Shannon."
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
they absolutely attacked me so bad. They wanted that shut
Really?
so
Just
fast.
because it's calling her Shan?
Yeah,
But the
because
dad calls her that.
That's
I
her name
noticed
on.
it.
That is her legal name, Shannon, not
Yeah,
Shanine.
Exactly. Exactly.
but I don't get that. When the father calls her that, if
Yep.
anything, it sounds like you're doing it out of respect. Unbelievable.
On anything I put up on Patreon, I call her
Mhm.
Shannon because I figure if that's her name, that's her name.
That's what her mom and dad called her.
Hmm. But boy, the Shiners had a field day with that one.
Oh yeah,
They were like, "How dare you call her Shannon?"
they don't like you talking about Indianapolis, Indiana either. They
And
don't
I
want
can't find anything at all on the internet with that one. I mean, not with her name. Weird.
with which one.
Indiana.
Oh,
I mean, Indianapolis. Yeah.
Oh, I have no doubt it's been scrubbed.
Yeah, they scrubbed it. I mean, they were good at scrubbing stuff. My God.
hmm, yep.
Well, the whole Indianapolis thing is something that it's obvious by everybody's attacks that they don't like that. They don't
No.
like talking about it. They also don't like the moving day theory. We can tell.
No, they don't like us talking about those pregnancies either. Like especially
Yeah,
that picture of in April the 21st. 2017. That picture. Yeah, where she looked very pregnant in her kitchen. Yeah, there's
Oh,
just some
and
things
somebody
that
was
make no sense.
talking about. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I found more coverage that I'll share because people are saying she had a coffin birth. No, she did not. Remember that?
Oh
Like,
yes.
yeah,
Oh, they
they
were
were back. They're
insisting.
back on that again.
Oh,
Yeah.
and
yeah,
they even
I
went
almost
on
watched that.
that Murderpedia or some one of those things or Wikipedia. I'm not sure. They
Yeah,
even went on the coffin birth entry and said and listed her case that she had a coffin birth.
Yeah.
yeah,
Really? Come
no,
on.
Yeah, I
no,
seen some new girl saying putting that shit out there too the other
yeah.
day. I never even seen on here before, and she's walking out on the beach or something saying, "I just had to talk about this Watts case that happened, and she had a coffin birth, and he killed his wife and two
Oh my
kids, and she was
God.
pregnant, and she had a coffin birth." And I thought,
No,
"Oh my God, lady, you got it all wrong." And she
I
even
think
had it
before
down
it
as,
qualifies for a coffin birth, I think the mother has to actually at least have one prenatal care visit.
yeah, she had it down as that thing in 2019 too.
You
But
know how the
she
yeah,
had the
coffin
date
birth thing
right.
you know
they
how the coffin birth
transferred
thing
it.
first started?
Mhm.
How?
Because when the case was going strong, like October, November, December of 2018,
Mhm.
the Steiners kept trying to make it look like Shannon was just like Lacey Peterson.
Oh yeah.
And she technically, I'm sorry.
Lacey Peterson had baby Connor who would have
Hmm.
survived.
Yes,
You know,
it's
he
I
was
know.
so
That's another
we,
case I'd like for us to discuss too sometime.
Yeah,
yeah,
that'd be really
that
good.
would be
Mhm.
interesting. You want to do it now?
The three. I don't care. Yeah.
That'd be fun. What do you think,
Yeah,
Chatters? Do the Scott Peterson case?
Hmm. I think it'd be kind of interesting to.
But yeah, that whole coffin birth thing, they kept
yes.
trying to do parallels between Christopher Watt's wife and Lacey Peterson. And
Mhm.
I finally put a video up and I said, no way. Lacey Peterson actually worked. Lacey Peterson actually was very pretty naturally. Lacey
She
Peterson
was.
was highly
Sweet girl.
intelligent. She had an excellent vocabulary. She was a teacher. She was good with children. she
She was
had,
looking forward to having her baby too. Yeah.
I
Yeah,
was gonna say,
that's so
she had that
sad.
house ready for that baby. I
Mhm.
have no doubt but what she made it to every prenatal care appointment. And if she would have ever spotted her cramped, I think she would have been in the emergency room, regardless of any insurance issue.
And her
I
family was
agree.
pretty close to her too.
Yes.
Her family and his family, too. They had a really well um, developed network of close family and friends. I think it was her sister or his sister, I think, was doing her hair, gave her a haircut and everything like the night before the tragedy. They
Oh,
had a really, and they had their own business before they bought the
Mhm.
house. They owned their own restaurant and they sold it and used the proceeds to buy their house.
Wow.
They were a very intelligent, hardworking, loving, wonderful couple who were welcoming their baby into the world.
Yes.
I
I
don't think you
agree.
could be further from, and I think Lacey Peterson is probably the opposite of Christopher Watt's wife.
Oh
Mhm.
yeah. I told him.
But that's where
She
the whole
also
controversy
pursued.
first started.
She pursued him. She thought he was cute. He was a waiter at the time,
Yes, and
and
she told her mom, I think, right?
Mhm.
Wasn't
something like,
I
yeah.
can't remember. I think she
So I
told her
can't
mom
remember.
that she was going to marry him.
No,
Mhm.
she was really cute. She was beautiful.
Mhm.
Oh my goodness, Christine said they named their granddaughter after Lacey Peterson.
No,
Oh, really?
That's a good point, Elizabeth. Lacey Peterson did not blow money.
no.
Exactly.
Yeah. And they were clean. I mean, I think they lived within their means too, by the way.
Yes,
Yes.
I
And
mean
she did.
they
She
bought
had
a
a beautiful
house
smile.
they could afford. You know what I mean? It wasn't
She actually got out
outrageous.
and went on walks and took her dog and exercised.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's just, I don't know. It's just amazing the difference when you try to compare things.
Okay, so let's ask the big question. Who thinks that Scott Peterson murdered his wife and son? Or how should I ask it? If you think Scott Peterson is guilty, then I would say put a 1 in the chat. If you think he's not guilty, put a 2. Yeah, I agree. I don't think there were any parallels at all between them.
Mhm.
No.
What did I just say? 1 for guilty and not guilty 2, right?
Mhm.
Mhm.
So we have
Mhm.
guilty, not guilty, guilty, guilty. So we have more guilties than nots.
Well, I'm going to go with the two.
So we have another not.
I have
And
her not guilty at this point.
What about you, MM?
I think he is not guilty.
Me too.
Oh, oh, that's interesting. Yeah, okay, I thought I was going to
Yeah,
be the
Kitty Woody
oddball.
said three, undecided.
That's a good one. I think he's not guilty. I think that the news about the girlfriend
Hmm.
changed everything.
Mhm.
Yep.
I think that he was a scumbag husband. He was cheating on his wife.
Hmm.
But I don't think it means he murdered her. And I think that unfortunately, once news of the girlfriend came out, then all of a sudden, him lying about, I mean, the whole idea that he was saying he was in Paris in front of the Eiffel Tower, I think was that
Oh,
that's
yes.
all that's all a
Reusable or
bad
paper?
thing, right?
Reusable or 99 cents. Paper is 5 cents.
Paper.
Paper?
I wonder what was going on after somebody else was
Sorry.
looking.
Oh, I
That's
just had
okay.
to get a couple of items.
But
But
yeah, that's I think at that point the whole shocking news that he had a girlfriend really
mhm.
changed everybody's opinion. The
Yeah,
fact that he cheated on his wife doesn't, I don't think that it should mean that he's all of a sudden, trying
exactly.
trying to kill him so that he can go have his girlfriend. I don't think he valued his girlfriend as much as people want to think.
No.
So I think she, well, she kind of, I think she used stuff too to write that book personally.
Brooke said, I don't like his foreshadowing being a widower. Well, actually, men who cheat and women who cheat on their spouses, what's he gonna say? That he isn't divorced yet and his wife's at home waiting for him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Pretty much people who cheat on their spouses, they do lie. They're
Well,
lying to their
she slept
spouse.
with him the first night she met him, you know? I mean,
Yeah, at
I
the
mean,
hotel. Yeah.
yeah. So, I mean,
Yeah.
what does that say for her, you know? I mean, gee,
Exactly.
whiz. I mean, come on, you got to be fair. You got to look at both sides and use common sense, like I keep saying, you know? Yeah.
Yep. That's true.
Right, Angelica, he did tell her that his wife died. Actually, he didn't say my wife died. He said it will be his first Christmas without her. He didn't say my wife died. He said it would be the first Christmas without his wife.
Hmm.
That's a good point. Yep.
And Amber, I believe, said that she took that to mean that Lacey died of cancer. Okay?
Hmm.
So, I don't know. I'm just
And
saying.
from what I heard, like he cheated on her before, and she knew about it. So,
Yeah, he was a
that
cheater.
was,
He
yeah.
was a cheater. He was a liar. So why would he have had to kill her to be with a massage therapist who he joined them the first night they met? I'm sorry.
I think she knew exactly what he was doing, you know, but she was pregnant and she didn't want, it was around the holidays. And I think she was going to wait till the baby was born. And I think she would have left. I really do. I think she would have left.
I like that sound effect. That's a good one. Well, and I don't know if you guys agree with this or not, but some women don't want to have sex in their last month.
Yeah.
They just don't. It's a thing.
Now they're
Scott
saying that's the way
Peterson,
to start your labor. Now,
well,
you know,
Scott Peterson was definitely into having sex.
yeah.
He cheated on her before, you know.
Well, sometimes it's uncomfortable. I will say that, you know, it is.
1649 is
When
your
you get that
balance.
dirty, you know.
And then
Hmm.
the other part of it is, what about that break-in across the street from the house? What about that? That to me just
Yeah,
seems kind of
that, and those guys
Thank
that
you.
were
Have a
seen
great night.
hanging around in the neighborhood. Yeah, those two men. There was two men that were seen hanging around.
Yes.
Mm.
And there was another woman. I'd like to know whatever happened to her. She was abducted by a van. Did you hear about that?
Yeah, in the
And the
same
van was like
neighborhood. Yes.
satanic. Yeah.
yes.
Mhm.
And it didn't even hit the news, remember? And people
Yeah,
would say
it's terrible.
that it was because she wasn't like Lacey was kind of upper crust a little bit, and the other gal wasn't.
Oh,
And
jeez.
Ollie said my husband didn't want to. I
what'd she
guess he,
say?
he said my husband didn't want to. I guess he didn't want to have sex with her when she was that far along.
Oh boy, okay.
Yeah.
I was scrolling up, so I missed
That's
it.
funny. Yeah, some men are kind of weird about that. I've heard that they afraid they're going to hurt the baby. Yeah, I've heard that.
Well,
Hmm.
I think so too, Angie. Angie says I think she confronted the robbers across the street. I think so too.
I think that's very possible.
yeah,
And the people
and
that are saying that he went fishing right where they found her, well, yeah, and that was all over the news for a long time. That was
yes,
all over the news where he was, which it should have
mhm,
never been released.
They could have set him up.
yeah,
Huh? I know he was a cheater and a louse, but he could have been set up. You know,
oh yeah.
it doesn't make you a killer. You know.
Well, and what's interesting, some of the neighbors actually saw Lacey and the dog after he
Yes.
was at the
After
police.
he left. Yes.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Yep.
and they knew her wasn't,
And then the
and they
dog
were
was seen
cutting.
walking around with its leash on and on
Yeah,
her. Yeah. Yep.
Yep.
Hmm.
And I heard like the dogs that they used to, for the scent. Well, the scent, what the scent dog, it was contaminated with Scott Peterson's scent. That's when they went to search for Casey. Anyway, together.
He did have an imagination, though, saying he was standing outside the Eiffel Tower on New Year's Eve, though, when he was at
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
yeah, that was kind of different, kind of scurry, but
Well,
he
to
was trying
me,
to
that
impress
really,
her. Yeah, he was keeping stuff from her. Yeah.
to me, that kind of shows how they had such magical thinking going on.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't they start talking about the two of them, being in love forever, together forever, and him raising her child and all that? Like
Well,
on
there's a lot. I've heard people say she was looking for a husband to help raise her child. I have
on
heard
the
that.
very, but didn't they have that conversation on the very first date? So it makes sense if you're into
Think about it. Yeah. Hmm.
magical la la thinking that you're going to be going, oh yeah, I'm in Paris. I mean, cheaters
Yeah.
are liars. It's that simple. Cheaters are liars. And for it to be Christmas, he couldn't leave, right? Or New Year's, whatever it was. He couldn't leave because he had this, investigation going, but he probably was trying to keep her in the wings for whatever sex he wanted. And
I must have liked that sex. And she was a massage therapist too, wasn't she? So I'm
yep,
sure that got kind of kinky. Just saying.
Right.
I don't know.
So it may have just been
I don't know.
sexual.
Maybe it was really, appealing to him. You think about that. I
well,
don't
and
know.
if you think about it, though, he almost has to say he's out of the country.
Hmm.
Otherwise, she's going to say, "Why aren't you coming here on the holiday?"
Hmm.
So he had to pull some kind of, "Yeah, I'm in front of the Eiffel Tower."
Right.
I don't,
And maybe he said that so she didn't come forward, and because it would have looked really bad on him.
well, I think that it's really strange that people assign some sort of love to that relationship. I just don't get it that he ever loved her.
No, he barely knew her.
Yeah, you guys are familiar with the Madonna horror complex, right?
No.
No.
Maybe I shouldn't have brought it up. There's something.
Oh, yeah,
I
I
like the
think
There's,
domino theory too. I mean, I never
I
heard
do
that
too.
before too. Yeah.
No, I never did either.
well, the Madonna horror complex. That
I like it.
some men view women all one way or the other. Okay,
Yes.
and so especially once you have a baby with them,
Mm-hmm.
then all of a sudden you're the Madonna. And
Yep.
so if they have the Madonna horror complex, which he may have, then
I could see that. Yeah.
her being so big and pregnant,
Yeah.
that could have been Madonna, and then he needed, the opposite, right?
Yeah.
I think Scott Peterson had the Madonna horror complex.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
It really, really does. Well, you're good. You're really good. Honestly.
Yeah.
Because, he had like that feminine side to him. He was actually watching Martha Stewart with her, and they
Yes,
thought he was
Yeah.
lying, but he wasn't. They watched every
yes,
day.
Hmm.
that's
Yeah.
a good point.
Well,
And he knew
he
exactly
kept
what
himself
Martha.
really slick dressed too and groomed. He
Yep.
looked
Yes,
really, he looked
yes.
very much like a businessman. You'd never known he was a waiter, I don't think ever. He's real
No.
classy. He tried to be real classy. Yep. Hmm.
Well, and
So,
you can really know a guy by his teeth. You know what I'm saying?
hmm
Well, except for AD, because AD has nice teeth, but he turned out not to be nice. But
he
Scott
has nice smile.
Peterson, he had good teeth. Like
Hmm.
you could tell he cared about his appearance. You could tell he was really pretty sophisticated. I think he came from a really intelligent family. And again, they were actually hard workers. You know,
Yeah.
Scott and Lacey were both very hardworking, good people. Oh, Namastella says AD has dentures. I don't think so, Namastella, because dentures usually aren't crooked, and his teeth are a little bit UK crooked.
Well, I know he was having a lot of dental work done last year uh, because he had to have some teeth removed. So I don't know if it was all of them or not. I didn't say anything because I wasn't really sure about that.
To me, they do look like real teeth, you know.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
look real to me.
Maybe he had implants. I don't know. Yeah.
Maybe.
Well, they had, I don't know, with the coloring, he has kind of an ivory color almost.
Mhm.
I think fake teeth would be whiter.
Yeah,
Oh,
and the
not
shape.
I'm just being a brat. Okay, you brat.
They do
Okay.
like they look like they're shaped like real teeth, not like one. Like most of the dentures look like all the same.
But he was having dental issues because you have to go on a waiting list and wait until you can get in and stuff. So I do know that he did have some but that was his back teeth. So I don't know. At that
Knuckle,
age, I'm sure you can have problems with your back teeth. Or
Knuckle Futz says, my husband is from London. He has very nice veneers. And Special K says, and shoes too. And I think that's from me saying you can tell a lot about a man by his teeth. It's true. You can tell a lot about a man by his shoes and his forearms too.
hmm Oh, and you remember the cop that went out to the nice looking one, that went out in the Watts case, remember? That was down the window wells and stuff.
Oh, the window well
Yeah,
hopping.
can you believe some creators said he wasn't worth a shit?
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not kidding you. I
Oh,
meant to
he's a
say that.
hottie. He
Yeah,
made January for our calendar. Remember?
yeah. I still think he did a good job.
I think so too.
Considering
That's
considering he
well,
did everything according to the law, and if people
he
can't
could not
understand
break
it,
in there. He
yeah, it's too
couldn't.
bad. Yeah,
They think he should have been. He should have went in with Chris. No, he could
yeah.
not do that.
No, I've heard people say he should have kicked the door in, all kinds of stuff. He couldn't
You
legally
can't.
do
You
that.
can't do that here.
You know? Yeah.
Well, I think he should have kicked in the door.
hmm
I do. If their storyline is that she was a diabetic in a coma, I think they should have kicked in the door.
Well, he said legally he couldn't because he said if he seen her laying in there or kids running around or anybody screaming, he could. But he said if he couldn't visibly see anything or hear anything, he couldn't. He said it's a violation of your trespassing or whatever, law,
Yeah.
whatever.
Well, all he would
Yeah.
have had
It
to
was
have
the
done,
Fourth Amendment.
Because
all he,
Sandy told him, I'm giving you permission to go in my daughter's home, and he said I can't do that.
all he would have had to have done was talk to Christopher Watts.
I don't even remember him asking him. He said he was on his way home, and I don't even remember him
But here's
asking
the
him about
thing.
going in.
Here's the thing I'm saying though. If they
Mhm,
felt so strongly that she was at some sort of risk, if
mhm,
they thought whether it's the supposed diabetes bullshit or if
mhm,
they already knew she was a total mental and she was into self-harm and she was on
mhm,
some sort of a watch list or something,
mhm.
if then they had every ability to take the
Right.
door down.
Well, why didn't the friend kick the door in or have her son kick it in
And
or
they
knock a
knew
window
she
out? Why
wasn't
didn't you
there.
knock a window out and go in? I mean,
Well, plus those windows didn't look all that sturdy anyway. It seems to me they
could have
could
gone
have.
in the basement window and,
Yeah.
yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, that would have been easier than kicking a door in, and that one you could walk in and out of down there. I don't even know if
Well,
they even checked to see if they were even locked, if you want to know the truth. I
they
don't even
acted
know.
like they've never locked their keys in the house before, you know?
Yeah.
And
But,
plus, wasn't she there at 10 in the morning or something, Mia? Didn't you say that she was
Yeah.
actually at the house
Yeah.
at 10?
Yeah. Detective Dave Baumhofer said it even on the second interview. But they
So
didn't cover it.
why on earth would she have even tried the whole diabetes bullshit? I don't get that.
I don't know.
but I got to thinking of something else. If she was a caregiver, and remember when CW went back home to North Carolina that last week, and her and her son was watching the dog. How did they get in and out there? They had to have codes to get in and out of that house,
Yep.
right?
And if she knew enough to ask Christopher Watt's mother-in-law for the code at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, why
That
the
kind
hell
of
didn't she
weird,
ask
isn't
for
it?
it at 10 a.m.?
Yeah,
Well, she knew the code to the front door.
yeah.
It was the
Knuckle
garage.
Futz, Hey,
Well, the
Mia.
garage door thing was broke. He opened it with the garage door opener. That code thing on the garage door, they said hadn't worked for a long time.
I don't think that's the truth. I think that was a lie.
Do
Mia,
you?
Nothing Butts is saying that your sound is weird.
How is it? Maybe it's because it's going through the car, so I take that off the car. Okay.
Oh, did you have it going through like the stereo or something?
Yeah, but I think
Oh,
it's,
through your Bluetooth? Oh, okay.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I like this comment from Holly. Diabetic, they were just pulling info out of their butts. Okay, Mrs. Bendover
Yeah.
says she likes men's shoulders, backs, and waists. That's her weakness. Angelica says NA's son needed an official report on file, huh? Or NA and son needed an official report. I think the girls weren't at the daycare center, and I think they were obligated to find her. Hence the endangered missing. Why on earth would they have been considered endangered missing?
Good point.
Especially when they had a play date scheduled with their other two daughters. Right, Christine, but if there was a sense of urgency due to diabetes, that's not something you stand around in the driveway and talk about. You
Right.
get right in there if they think that there's some diabetic coma going on.
Yeah.
Oops,
Well,
we lost
what
Mia.
wasn't he already home? Wasn't CW already there before that endangered unit got there, though?
I don't know. Yes, you're right.
Yeah. So they wouldn't have known. Maybe that's why they was waiting for the endangered unit to get there so they could do something. Because he called for backup because the cop did because he thought somebody was trying to get in his car and get something out of his car. Remember?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I don't know. Maybe he couldn't. Maybe he couldn't trust anybody. Maybe he was suspicious of all of them.
You know what I think? I think maybe it wasn't the first time it happened.
Yeah.
I think maybe it was a normal thing to have.
And why does nobody answer that? Why would her mom say check the knives? Why will nobody go there? Why?
We'll go there. Go ahead. Why do you
Oh, I
think?
know we go there. I know why. I know why. There's only
I think
one
she was,
reason because
yeah,
she'd used them on herself before. Yeah.
yep.
hmm
She was a
And
self-harmer.
maybe it was somebody else. Who knows? Maybe she went after one of her parents or after him or somebody because he wore a lot of long sleeve shirts and long pants. If you notice, he did. And it makes you wonder, right?
hmm
I don't know. I'm just saying.
Well, his
Yeah,
shoulders,
strong legs, you know.
yeah, exactly.
That's
His shoulders were pretty relaxed when he got there.
Mm-hmm.
hmm
I don't think it was that unusual for him to be getting called out of work. But I also am
No.
not so sure that he was still working at that point.
Well, I think it was his last day. He was turning stuff in, is what I think,
Yeah.
and doing his last round. Maybe that was going to be last couple of days there is what I'm thinking. And he was
Well,
turning
let's
tools in
really,
and stuff. Maybe that's why the trucks look different at times, they said, because maybe equipment was being removed off the trucks, maybe somebody else that was going to be taking over. Maybe he was training somebody. I don't know. I'm just
yeah.
guessing.
Well, let's go ahead and use that common sense with this whole thing. Why
Hmm.
would the police ever send anybody out to respond? If you receive a call at the
Hmm.
police department and somebody's saying, "Oh, I'm really worried about my friend. Well, she had a play date with her other two daughters, and she's diabetic, and oh my gosh, and we're just so worried, and I just don't know, and well, I called her husband. Well, yeah, we don't know. Yeah, okay, really? You're gonna send an officer out to the house for that?
I
No.
think one officer called the husband first.
Yeah, I would say. I
He
mean, I would.
did. That one did. He called him and asked him, where and he said, I'll be home shortly. He did
Right.
call me finally.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
finally, yeah, like, but he walked around the house first, you know what I mean?
yeah, he did, checked everything. And that's when that bratty kid come up there and said, we know he's been lying. Why would he say that
But
to the cop? I mean,
but
really?
first of all, why wouldn't the cop, I mean, the police up, why wouldn't he call the husband? Because he doesn't know
Exactly.
these people from
Mhm,
anybody.
Exactly. I'm going to go ahead and play the
mhm.
call, and I'm going to tell you what I would have
Yeah.
responded to
Okay.
her.
You're right, Princess. Set the record. It was on point. He's been on point all along on this. You're right.
Yep, exactly. Okay, guess what, you guys? At this point in the phone call, can you guys hear that okay?
No, couldn't hear it.
Did
You're
you
kind
guys
of,
hear
it's
this?
going real fast. No, it sounded funny.
Oh, it didn't sound okay? Okay.
Uh-uh.
I'll try
You
to
sound
pull it
okay
up on a
now, and then
different
you
window.
started sounding funny when you was trying to do that. Hmm.
Did you hear her 911 call okay or no?
No, you couldn't hear it.
I really hear too much now. It's StreamYard.
Wow, she's got a lot of people in chat. 175. Wow,
Wow.
JMM, you got 175 in your chat.
Wow.
Must have a lot of lurkers.
Hi, Stacey. My name's Nicole, and I'm calling because I'm concerned about a friend of mine. I dropped her off at her house at 2 in the morning last night because we were out of town together, and we were on the way back from the airport, and she's pregnant. And
Okay, I'm gonna interrupt it right there. Did you hear her okay?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Hmm.
If I'm taking that call and I have somebody saying, "Hi, Cece, my name's Nicole, and I'm calling about a friend of mine because I'm concerned because I dropped her off at 2 a.m. And we were at the airport. Well, she's pregnant." That isn't how you typically handle a call like that. Okay.
Hmm.
What you do is you say 911, where is your emergency? And if they want to start talking away about, I have a friend, I dropped her off at the house at 2. We were at the airport. Kind of concerned, and she's pregnant. Like, are you kidding me? No. Where is your emergency? Ma'am, what's the address? What's going on? Tell me what's happening. Okay. You want the location of the incident. You need the location of the incident.
Yes.
Okay. And how many seconds are lost? The first department I worked for, we had an average response time of 3 minutes from the time the phone
Wow.
rang
Hmm.
to the time the officers were at the door. Our average response time was 3 minutes, and we were very proud of
Wow.
that response time. Okay.
Hmm.
As we listen to this 911 call, supposedly, or this call to the police, like, are you kidding me? The time wasted already,
Hmm.
and the call taker doesn't have a flipping clue
Hmm.
about anything at this point. Okay.
No.
Well, I take it back because my opinion is that they already knew everything that was going on,
Yeah.
and that Nicole was told to call on a tape line and to make an official call. That's my
Hmm.
opinion. So here we
Yeah.
go.
I haven't been able to get a hold of her this morning, and I've gone to her house, and I've gone there, and stuff like that, but she won't answer the door, she won't answer phone calls, she won't answer text messages, and I'm just really, really concerned, and she had a doctor's appointment this morning, and she didn't go to it, and I don't know what to do. I called him and talked to him, and he
So we're already up to 1 minute. Keep
Wow.
in mind, the first department I worked for, 3 minute response time. 1 minute is already blown, and we haven't heard the police department employee say a word. I'm really concerned. Oh my gosh, she had a doctor's appointment, blah, 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 blah. What's the address, ma'am? Okay. And then the next question I think I would have asked, why are you concerned? This was in the middle of the flipping day.
Mm-hmm.
She already rattled off. She had just dropped her off in the middle of the, 2 a.m. or whatever.
Yes.
Like, I think I'd be sending someone to check out the caller. I would.
And the doctor's appointment, which is on, if she thought it was at 10 o'clock, she's there. What time does she make this call? At 1:30?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, if you know she missed the doctor appointment at 10 o'clock.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, let's take a listen here.
She went on a play date with her other two daughters.
Why would she take a car with her? Oh, look at that. Did you hear that? Did you hear that? Let's see how many seconds we're at.
She's with her other two daughters, right?
Yep, she already said that. She had a play date with her other two daughters. So it took
But we never heard that. That's just made up. Yeah. Okay.
it took the call taker a minute to be able to say, "Do you know the address?" Really? A minute? I mean, if she's in a diabetic coma and all that, that minute matters. Okay, let's see here.
Marital Trail in Frederick. And then I said, like, Chris, can you just come home and check to make sure she's okay? Because the
What?
shoes she wears every single day are right inside her door.
Why is she letting her rattle on like that? Why on earth is the call taker letting this person rattle on? And I said, well, Chris, why wouldn't you take your shoe? And come on, you know what?
She didn't sound very sincere, did she?
And
No.
they won't know who Chris is. Who's Chris? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it would have been very fair. Oh, I don't know, 55 seconds ago, to say, look, you need to breathe, calm down,
Yeah.
and I have a few questions for you.
She
Because
didn't sound very panicky anyway to me.
Because
No,
what you do when
because of
you're
hers.
taking a call for help like that, it's very important that you control the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, yeah, I'll be there in 3 minutes. Well, that was 45 minutes ago. And I called him and asked him again, can you please come home? And he's like, I'm 45 minutes out. Okay, I'll bring that call, and I just need you, if you could please repeat her address to make sure I have it correctly.
OMG. 1 minute and 27 seconds into the phone call. 1 minute and 27 seconds into the phone call. Will you please confirm the address?
Mm-hmm.
Really? A minute and 27 seconds? Will you please confirm the address? Why the hell is she letting this caller go, oh, yeah, she got a husband. I called him. Oh, my gosh, that was 45 minutes. Blah, 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 blah. And again, I'd go back to square one. Why is she calling? Why the hell is she calling? And I'll tell you, I think that the police department was already fully aware that those poor little girls were missing. And I think that daycare center is who put the police on the alert, along with the person who called the police department first thing in the morning when that employee first got to work.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I think that Nicole was told to call the non-emergency line in order for them to have a taped recording of her supposedly reporting that she couldn't get a hold of her friend. I think that the police department was already well aware of Nicole's relationship to Christopher Watt's wife. And I think that this phone call was nothing but a formality so that they would have record, for the discovery, just in case, of the call being made. That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
2025 Saratoga is SARCOGATR. And the thing stands for Cheryl. Thank you. I'm going to get a phone number. You're calling me from area code first. 970. Thank you. Okay, Nicole, tell me exactly what happened. So, we were
I just want to interrupt quick because I find it very offensive when people who are involved with product based multiple level marketing companies where they're paying their spouse's money in order to, in my opinion, pretend like they're working
Mhm.
and to make it look like, they have a career going on.
Yeah.
I just find it really offensive the way this case has been handled relative to specific to the multi-level marketing companies that Christopher Watt's wife signed up for. How many, Star Mama? Like 12 of them?
Yeah. Mhm.
I find it very offensive when there's a generation of women who are trying to make it out like they're all big and successful in these MLMs. If that's the case, then why do the statistics show that in the US, 99.9% of the people who sign up for those ridiculous opportunities fail to ever see a penny? So
Right.
I find it really disingenuous for anybody who has signed up for an MLM to go, oh, we went, we were working. We were working.
She was pregnant, and she wasn't feeling well over the weekend, and she was very, like, distraught and out of the sorts because her and her husband are having issues. So, because she wasn't, like, eating or drinking and stuff like that. So then this morning, I was like, let me know if you need me to take you to your doctor's appointment because you're not feeling well. And I have called and texted.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, I hope AD is watching. I hope these writers are watching because there might be some content here for them. Did she just say that she said, let me know if you need me to take you to the doctor's appointment? Because she wasn't feeling well?
Mhm.
Really?
You didn't know that?
Have you ever taken a friend to a doctor's appointment?
Not unless no, never.
I
Mm-mm.
went with one of my relatives to go to the doctor's appointment.
Yeah, I went with my daughters a couple of
Like,
times.
yeah, because you want to hear the heartbeat. You want to,
Mhm.
exactly.
Mhm.
But I don't remember ever driving a friend, or I should say, calling and saying, do you need me to ride to the doctor's appointment? I think that's kind of interesting.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, it's kind of yeah.
I think it's a little bit strange, actually, that would have even
Giving a
been,
lot of information out, huh? Yeah. Wow.
yeah. And why? Why is it that she's going on and on and on? Why
Usually,
isn't
when it
it?
makes people look kind of suspicious, is when they go on and on about that. She doesn't act very panicky either. To me, I don't know. Just my thoughts. Yeah. Mhm.
Well, I really wonder why the call taker let her go on and on, unless I'm right, maybe.
Mhm.
And it wasn't the first that the police department was hearing
Mhm.
about it at all.
Not answering the door. She's not responding to text messages, phone calls. I've had other friends reach out to her. None of us can get her to respond to us. I have two little girls that are 3 and 4. I mean, there's no movement in the house whatsoever. And he states that she didn't take them to daycare and was going to go on a play date, but they're both in car seats and her car is here. What's her name? It's in the garage. And I'm like, well, huh?
She just said, what's her name? 2 minutes and 52 seconds into the
Mhm.
call,
Yeah.
the call taker finally says, what's her name?
Mhm.
3 minutes almost, 2 minutes and 52 seconds. She finally says, what's her name?
Mhm.
Shanann Law. It's SHANANN Roth. WATTS. Do you have her date of birth or how old she might be? Oh, you want to ask me that? I would know it. Just do her approximate age. It's in her 20s, early 30s.
Wow.
They might be here one moment.
She whispered something,
Mhm.
and I wonder what it was. Pay attention, AD, because this might be breaking news. I'm joking. She didn't know how old she was.
Yeah. Oh, in her late 20s, early 30s. She right. She didn't know her birth date. You honestly
There was
believe that? Come
no
on.
way in hell, no way in hell she would have been in her 20s.
Mm.
And I highly doubt she was in her early
And think
30s.
about this. Um, wouldn't she have to have that information to give to the doctor's office if she is representing herself as a caregiver and was checking to see if she showed up? Wouldn't she need her full name and her birth date and all that stuff? You would think. I don't know. Maybe they'd ask for
Well,
that stuff for
yeah, it
verification.
depends. It depends on, I think, her role. She wasn't actually a nurse.
Hmm.
So it could be she was like someone to just sit with her or whatever.
Just to watch her, make sure she didn't flip out. I mean, yeah. Or to have
I
her
mean,
son come on hand to calm her down. Yeah. Makes
but
sense
but
to
the
me.
whole idea, I think this is my theory. I think that she knew damn well how old she was, and I think that she knew, it's just my opinion, that she was actually lying about her age to everybody else. I think she knew she was probably 40 or more.
We have a troll, James Tippins, saying, "Come to Christ and be saved. Repent and believe the gospel." He's in here preaching. Really, man, they don't miss a chance here. They just
Got
don't
him.
miss a chance.
Got him. So I personally, my opinion is that she knew that she was older, but she didn't know what she was supposed to say.
Hmm.
So I just picked up on her whispering something. So I'm going to go ahead and back it up and see if we can hear what she said. Pay attention, AD.
I would be here one moment. When was the last time that you heard from her? When I dropped her off at her house, I honestly made sure she got in the house. That was at 2 a.m. It was actually 1:55. I literally live like 5 minutes from her.
Hmm.
I heard it, but I didn't hear what it's. Okay, it's right at the 3.
It's in her early 30s.
What'd she say?
I couldn't make it out.
It's right at like 3:20. So if
Hmm.
anyone in the chat wants to take a look at that video, the 911 call is what the title is. Look at the 3 minute and 20-second mark and see if you can tell what she whispered.
Hmm. That'd be interesting.
Interesting name. Interesting.
Uh, Let me see. Name is Stella said, honestly, Star Mama as a caregiver, Shanam or SW could have been given permission to release. I'm not saying she didn't. I'm just saying that most of the time, if you're a caregiver or if you are on a list to release information to, you at least they usually ask for the person's full name, their date of birth, and something, a code or something. I know on all my stuff I've got filled out for my kids, they even have to have a code or a name to say, like my dog's name, something that nobody else would know, certain things, or a birth date, or a certain color I like, or something. I mean, to get that information, because that's what our doctors ask for here. I don't know. Maybe others don't. Maybe you can just walk in down there and say, I'm so and so, and they'll just tell you anything. I don't know what Colorado does. Just seems odd to me, you know, that she wouldn't have to ask, prove something to walk in
Right.
and get that. I mean, usually if they don't have any proof who you are, if you walk in and say, I'm blah, 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 and I'm checking to see if SW showed up for a doctor's appointment. Well, if they've not seen her, like they said, she hadn't showed up for any appointments, why would they just give that take somebody's word to give that information out? I mean, I just don't understand that. Seems a little odd to me.
Okay, let's take a look here.
Hmm.
It says, sounds like the word vehicle.
Oh, oh, really?
I'll try it again. I hope AD decides to steal this content so we can maybe he has better equipment to, you know.
That's fun.
He's in his early 30s.
Later. Get up there.
Yeah, it does sound like the word vehicle. It does.
Yeah.
Whoa, AD,
Yeah.
hurry, AD, it's breaking news.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Maybe Dipshit could get some of his fancy schmancy video stuff going.
Yeah.
AD, hurry, because Dipshit might beat you to it.
Mm-hmm.
I hope one of them does, because it does sound like the word vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
So
Wow.
if she's saying the word vehicle, whispering the word vehicle,
Wonder what other vehicle they're looking for. Yeah.
interesting.
Bit odd. Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Oh my goodness.
We're learning all kinds of new stuff.
That is interesting. Okay, let's keep going. Let's see. 3 minutes and 26 seconds. What have we learned so far?
Mm-hmm.
That we don't know how old she is.
Or her birthday.
Yep, no birthday,
Mhm.
but she had a play date scheduled with her other two daughters.
Mm-hmm.
Her husband's been harassed at work.
Mm-hmm. They were
3
by her and
minutes,
tried to get in. Yeah.
3
They went
minutes
to the
and
doctor,
26 seconds. Yep.
probably.
Yeah, 3 minutes. And also that she went to Arizona, that she
Mm-hmm. With
didn't
a
eat
trip.
anything over
She
the
was sick.
weekend.
She's
Yeah,
pregnant and they're getting a separation.
yeah.
Really, you give the life history. Why? Why? That
I mean, if
shouldn't be your
we're
top priority. Yeah.
at all, and I'm amazed that in 3 minutes and 26 seconds, the
Mm-hmm.
police employee has asked for her name and the address, and that's it. And the callback number in case they got disconnected. 3
Mm-hmm.
minutes and 26 seconds. That's averaging one short question a minute. That makes no sense.
Mm-hmm.
When was the last time that you heard from her? When I dropped her off at her house, I watched her made sure she got in the house at 2 a.m.
That sounded like there was a pause. When was the last time that you heard from her? Pause.
Mm-hmm.
It
Hmm.
was actually 1:55. I literally lived like 5 minutes from her.
Mm-hmm.
And her vehicle is it parked in the garage? Yes. It's a light Lexus. And I probably, because I was concerned, I know I don't want to get a doctor's office in trouble, but I went to the doctor's office because I've been used them as doctors, and I said, I know you can't give me things because of HIPAA, but can you just tell me if she showed up at her appointment this morning? And the lady was like, no, she did not.
Really? The medical staff said no, she did not. Really?
Mm-hmm.
So she's risking her job? And why is this dispatcher allowing this caller to go on and on and on? If it's serious enough to send a police officer out, then it's serious enough to get the information you need within as few seconds as possible.
Mm-hmm. Did you see what Nana Stella said? He does nothing by himself. It's all his mods. He reads the script. I can verify that.
Who, AD or Dipshit?
Which one? Yeah, which one? I've been told that about AD a lot, though, that his mods do all his stuff because his ex mods even said so.
Well, then he needs to change that because his writers suck.
Yeah, they do. I think they run around and get bits and pieces from different creators and take it back and say, here's what we got, and write
Yep.
a thing, and then he goes on it. Yeah. Some Sherlock Holmes, huh?
That's a good point, Christine.
Mm-hmm.
She had a doctor's appointment. She had a play date with her other two daughters. She always calls her team, blah, 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, really? And remember, this is the morning that she said, tomorrow morning is going to suck.
Mm-hmm.
This is exactly right. Exactly right, Red. When someone is dying in a diabetic coma, why not just keep chatting to the emergency call center lady? Exactly. And why did the emergency call center lady sit there and let her chat? Why didn't she say something like, you need to calm down and answer my questions? And then she should have had 4 or 5 questions before she's dispatching the proper, police, medical, whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, we're over 3.5 minutes. I mean, the first department I worked for would have had the door broken down by now.
Mm-hmm.
That's unusual behavior for her to
I just looked, it's 4 minutes and 30 seconds. 4 minutes and 30 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
The call for help from the police department is not meant to get the history of how she felt over the weekend. And the whole idea that she's pregnant, so all of a sudden the alarm bells, what? If they're so flippant concerned about her, why wasn't anyone concerned about her not going to the doctor for 15 weeks? I don't understand that.
not show up to her doctor's appointment. No. Okay, no. I mean, pregnancy, like, she was so excited and then got blindsided from her husband that he wanted to separate a week ago.
Good Lord, now they're going after her whole marital history. I mean, come on.
I know, it's so crazy.
4 minutes and 44 seconds. I'm going to back it up just a little bit because I wanted to hear what she asked and what she answered about whether or not it's unusual for her to miss the doctor appointment. We're going to go over that one again.
That's unusual behavior for her to not show up to her doctor's appointment. No. Okay, no.
So that's interesting. She asked if that was unusual behavior for her to not show up to her doctor's appointment, and NA said no.
Mm-hmm.
Now, she could have even taken it a step further and said, in fact, she's totally ignored getting any prenatal care for the fetus for the last 15 weeks.
Yeah,
right?
her friends that cared about her so much never said nothing. Never made her go to the emergency room. Never made her see a doctor. Never lifted a hand to do anything right. Bull. Crazy. Now at once she's frantic about everything. That doesn't make sense. She knew
That's a
all
good
about
point.
this stuff when she's in North Carolina, when she got back, and then the whole time in Arizona. Now she's gonna act this concerned. Really, come up with something better than that. And you got to do a better job.
Exactly. And look at
Yeah.
Christine's comment, Star Mama. They would have sent an ambulance if they were concerned. They don't F
Yes.
around with pregnant people. That is so true.
Exactly.
They don't just send an officer out there to go hopping in the window wells, even though he did a fine job of window well hopping.
Or did NA know that the baby was already not viable?
Or
know?
did the police department already know?
That's that may get maybe why they put that endangered alert out on the other two and her. Yeah.
Yep.
Makes sense to
From
me.
the time that Bella and Cece couldn't be accounted for when the daycare center opened, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe, who knows? Maybe the alarm was really sounded
Mm-hmm.
first thing.
Mia said it's weird how SW said it's going to suck tomorrow. It's 2:30 a.m. in the morning. Maybe it was that on 8:12 they were back. I keep wondering if she didn't come back earlier and what they're saying.
Yep.
I mean, it's kind of beginning to look that way. I mean, who goes without would you want to be sick that long if you were pregnant and having those kind of problems? I wouldn't want to be that miserable myself, and I wouldn't want to endanger my child and my own health. I mean, you would think, she's jeopardizing herself being, well, of course, can't say a good mother. Well, she probably didn't care because she didn't know what it was to be a mother, be responsible. That's all I'm going to say about that. She didn't know. She's too
Well,
disconnected. about things.
Well, exactly. Yeah, disconnected is the word I would use. In fairness to her, I think she was severely mentally ill, and I don't think
Well, I've
she.
always said that. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think she had the ability to bond or
Mhm.
to. I don't think the babies were safe to be near her.
Mm-mm.
I don't think so. So, okay, let's go ahead and click onto this. What I think is pretty much a staged phone call.
Okay.
And I think that NA was told to call that taped line so they could have a record of the supposed initial call to the department. I don't think this was the initial call. I think there was already a special task force or a special group or a special department that was already notified by the daycare center first thing in the morning. And I think that there were already calls made. I think the alarms were already sounded. I think they probably were already looking for poor little Bella and Cece and fearful that they were not safe and that they were missing with their mother.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm with you.
Pregnancy, like she was so excited and then got blindsided from her husband that he wanted to separate a week ago.
Bullshit. Bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
She was so excited about the pregnancy. Really? She said to him, "Would you stay with me if we didn't have kids?" She
Mhm.
also asked him if he wanted her to get an abortion. She also told the lawyer in March she was getting a divorce. She also told the hairstylist in early July that she was getting divorced and looking forward to being single again.
Mhm.
And NA tells the
She
police,
also said she couldn't raise 3 kids by herself there,
yep,
and she
she
also
couldn't do
said,
it. Yep, she couldn't do
she really didn't want the pregnancy anymore. She really didn't want to be pregnant anymore.
it.
Yep.
And she also, when Cindy went to get her hair done,
Mhm.
she went ballistic and said, "Who's going to take care of the kids?"
Mhm.
Right? So that's total bullshit that she suddenly got blindsided. I mean, if she had time to order a stupid self help book
Mhm.
and tell him to read it, she didn't get blindsided a week before. Bullshit. Bullshit.
Yeah, I don't want this baby like Mrs. Ben said. Yeah, that's being super excited. I don't want this baby. Yeah.
So she
Come
just
on.
got blindsided the week before. NA doesn't mention the fact that they were separated for 5 weeks straight
Mhm.
over the summer. She doesn't mention the court cases that are coming up. She
Mhm.
doesn't mention any of the stuff about, her telling the hairstylist she was getting divorced.
And it's like Donnie says in here, uh, he said that he just wanted the 2 girls, you know. So, because I think he knew that baby was not his. I'm just telling you. I really honestly believe that 100% that he knew
Well,
it
and
was not.
that's what Cindy Watts said, that he had no idea how it could have been his.
And maybe that's why they've got the DNA sealed, on the baby.
I don't think it was to put the kids up for adoption. I think the court hearing that was scheduled for shortly after the tragedy for what they called an ongoing family matter, I think was going to terminate her access to the children. And I think that basically it was time for Christopher Watts. Listen up, AD, because your writers are going to get more content here for you. I think what happened is that he had to make a choice: stay with his wife and lose the children, or choose the girls over her. And that means bye bye. Bye bye, Christopher Watts' wife.
Mm-hmm.
Which takes away from any motive, in my opinion. I think he already had his escape. I think the girls were about to be safe, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Nemestella says, "What do you think about Dave Stank going to visit the Watts?" I think it's all a bunch of bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's total bullshit. And I think that whatever it is he's trying to pull is part of the scumbag attacker plan to try to throw shade on Cindy Watts. Seems to be what they're all about and have been for 4
Yeah,
years.
he's another one that's been attacking the moving day theory too. He said it was all bullshit. Remember? Yeah.
Yep, exactly
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
I
We're
think
all
the
witches
scumbag
and hags
attackers.
and
I think
nasty
the
old women.
scumbag
Yeah,
attackers are pretty pissed that the moving day theory makes so much sense.
I think so
So
too.
I think they're bringing out all their little scumbags, the scummiest of the scum, to try to pull their shit. And it's not like we haven't heard all of their scripts before.
And even AD said, if I was going to the cemetery, I wouldn't take pictures, and I certainly wouldn't wear that jersey shirt out there. I don't know what was behind it. He did say that. He pointed that out. Isn't that kind of strange? He'd point that stuff out last night in that live.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yep. Take a look at Mrs. Bendover. But he stared real hard in the camera.
I know. Oh, yeah.
Yes, she needs a break from the world, a break from everyone. And you know
Mhm.
what, Jeanette? Before she met Christopher Watts, she said she wanted a one-way ticket to a place where nobody knew her name.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, let's see here. We're at the 4 minutes and 45 seconds, and we still don't know what the hell
Is
is
going
going
on.
on.
Right. Exactly. Crazy.
Your name is Chris Watts. And he told you that she went on a play date today with the girl. Okay. Yeah, with this one girl. And she told me last night when we were driving home, she's like, the morning's going to suck because I have to take the girls to daycare tomorrow. And I made the statement, keep them home with you. And she was like, no, that'd be more exhausting.
Whoa, did you
Oh,
hear
that's
that?
changing. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The morning's going to suck because I have to take the girls to daycare tomorrow. And she said, well, you can keep them home with you. Oh, no, that'd be more exhausting. Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Yes, the constant death language, Holly. You're very much on target with that. Over my dead body, severely anaphylactic, deathly allergic. This dog better stop barking before I strangle it.
You'll
Before
never
he
see the
wakes up.
girls again.
Yes, the girls will never step foot in your house
The
again.
doll with the blanket over it. Yep.
Yep.
All ties into me. Yeah, it does. I mean, you got to look at this stuff. You just do. Well, I just see all kinds of red flags. I don't know how people can miss it.
I think people see it. I think the scumbag attackers were brought on board to try to keep people from being able to talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
I do think people see it.
Yeah.
Holly says she didn't enjoy her kids at all. That's one way of putting it, It is very sad, but I think what's sad is I think poor little Bella suffered.
Why in the world didn't they fix her? Why didn't they have her fixed so she could keep having kids? I mean, I don't understand that. She had a bad mental illness. Why didn't the doctors somebody recommend that? I mean, I don't understand it.
Well, it kind of makes you wonder, doesn't it?
Somebody keep bringing kids in the world that's not even so disconnected they can't even know how to react to their own flesh and blood, Crazy.
Kind of makes you wonder, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, but think about it. She had a way of solving their financial problem, right?
Yeah, and he wasn't going to like it one bit.
Yeah.
Have another kid. Have another kid for somebody. Yeah.
Exactly, Holly. The way she talked to Bella was heartbreaking.
Mm-hmm.
Poor little Bella. Ooh, Christine says, I used to be a lot like SW, but I truly didn't know better. I'm 3 years sober from everything, but when I wasn't using or just dry, I had similar tendencies. Really?
Right, wow.
That's huge for you to be able to say that to us, Christine.
Yeah, and congratulations on 3 years, too.
Yeah, good for you.
See, those are the kind of people that can help other people that's been through things, and they're not afraid to say things, that and sweep it under the rug and act like it's non-existent. They deal with their problems anyway. A lot of respect for people that do that.
Yep. Well, good for you for being able to speak it,
Yes.
That's really cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shannon had a favorite? I don't think so. I think she disliked both of them pretty much equally. But I think that she had. Well, I agree with you, Star Mama, that you think Bella was starting to talk.
I think so.
I think she felt more
I think she was
threatened.
talking and acting out. That's what I think. She was doing both.
Yeah. I think she felt more threatened by
Can
Bella.
you imagine at daycare if somebody's seen her sticking those thermometers in um, stuffed animals or bending over and trying to do that to someone? I mean, can you imagine what they would think, or putting stuff on, and saying, I'm got to get the gas out. And I'm sure she was starting to act out. Those kids have to eventually, they're going to think that's normal behavior.
And
Um,
maybe that was part of the ongoing family matter court hearing.
could have been.
Maybe the daycare center had some sort of information that they
Yeah,
were
maybe they were
concerned about.
concerned about those things. Yeah.
That birthday party routine with the cupcake, no presents, no balloons, no nothing,
I know.
strangers standing around, other kids spaced apart, like every, 2 feet apart or whatever. That looked like a solarium in a mental hospital, quite frankly. But that looked like it was, at the very least, some sort of very poorly decorated room.
Looked like
As a
those security
preschool.
rooms where you could go sit in and talk to people, and have a cup
Yeah,
of
it was very
coffee or
cold,
something.
very
Yeah.
dark, very cold.
Mhm.
And
And
those kids were not attending a birthday party.
yeah.
That was
And there
not
was
a
things
birthday
on the walls that had price tag. Maybe people there made that stuff to try to make a little bit of pocket money. See, there's things that are kind of looking really making sense to me that she was in I don't know, maybe the kids were brought there by somebody, to see her. Who
Maybe,
knows?
well, courts have places that each area has different names for it, but it's like a center where you can visit your children in a safe setting for the children to be safe. It's a
Mhm.
supervised setting for.
Somewhere it doesn't scare them. Yeah.
Right. That could have been one of those supervised settings waiting to, I don't know.
Don't
They
you think it's
usually,
odd though that the other ones, the Sams were there and his wife and stuff, and but yet her family and his family, nobody was there. I think that's
yeah,
odd.
I didn't see any one at all that was, I think the oddest part, that was not a birthday party. Let's be
Yeah,
real. It was not a birthday party.
it was
One
staged.
cupcake does not make it a birthday party. No way. That
Those other
was,
little kids looked like, what the hell's going on? Where's mine? I mean, they did. They looked like they were in shock. Like,
and
what's this all about? Birthday party, really?
did you
No
see
snacks,
any
nothing.
presents at all? And I
Nothing
don't
to
think,
drink, nothing, no thing, nothing. I mean, no presents, anything. I just see it. That's just too. It doesn't make sense. It just doesn't. No.
look at this. Angie said I visited a room similar to that when I was only 15 and my mom had tried to take her own life.
Oh,
It was a very safe setting. Wow.
well, we don't know what went on in North Carolina, right? What
Yeah.
actually happened with all those phone calls that Mia found, from Sandy and in NA, at the end of um, July, before he got there.
I don't think it was a Sunday school or a daycare center. I thought that
I
at
don't
one point. I
either.
wondered, but I've never seen a daycare center or a Sunday school decorated so poorly.
Mm-mm, mm-mm. Well, I've never seen a Sunday school or daycare center where they got things hanging on the wall with price tags on it either. Doesn't make sense. Crazy. And even at
Yes.
daycares, when they have birthday parties, they decorate and stuff for kids usually. I mean, if
Well,
they're going
the
to have
daycare
something,
center is going to have pictures and brightly colored
yeah.
things on the walls. And, it just is. I mean, a Sunday school is going to have all sorts of cool things on the walls.
Well,
So,
you wouldn't have anything in a controlled environment where somebody could get a hold of something and hurt themselves, right? Think about that. Maybe that's why there's nothing around. No, it was a safe environment where you couldn't get a hold of anything. Nobody could grab anything and hurt themselves. So she
Right.
wouldn't have
Maybe
a cake or anything, no knife or anything, no utensils around, because she was dangerous. Kind of makes sense to me. Give her a
it does.
cupcake, with the number 3 on it, and then you notice how she kept grabbing her. She kissed her like 4 or 5 times, grabbed her and squeezed her real hard. I thought that seemed odd too. Just
Right. They didn't. Yeah. Well, there's just no way that was a birthday party, you guys. There's no way.
mm-mm.
There's no way. Birthday
They call it
parties.
that.
Oh, one cupcake, no knife.
Mm-hmm. What?
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, oh. Sandy said cupcake, so no knife. Oh,
Yeah, that's what I said. Cake, no cake, because you can't cut it.
just
No
you guys do
utensils to
me
eat
a
it with.
favor.
Yeah, no
Christine
utensils.
says it was a bring your own cupcake party.
Yeah, and you'd have to have utensils to eat the cake or ice cream, so they wouldn't give you if you're not. They wouldn't let that be there if they had to have anything that could stab somebody or jab somebody, right? Kind
So
of makes sense to me.
this whole one cupcake, no knife thing that Sandy, hold on, Sandy and Brooke are talking about. I just want you guys to promise me, everybody in chat, I want you to promise me that when AD says, "Oh, breaking news, I just figured out that the cupcake was because they couldn't have any knives around Christopher Watt's wife," then you guys jump in there and say, "Look at you, little bastard. Stop stealing our stuff."
Better hurry
Okay.
up and send them flowers and chocolates, man. You're getting ridiculous.
Well, AD, you could put a stop to this if you just hurry up with those chocolate covered strawberries and all. Oh, and I talked to Star Mama earlier. I want to tell this to AD quick. We are going to both claim that our birthdays are in April. And yes, we do expect fine jewelry with our birthstones. Okay? Got it? Get to work, AD. Get to work. I hope you win big at the poker table because you've got some apologizing to do.
Oh, by the way, he's 100% in his patron. I'm just going to tell you.
Is he?
Yeah, he's so that means he's got. Think about this. The only thing he had was $10 and up open. If you've got 100, or if you've got 1,000, no, it's not 100, 1,000 subs in there. How much are you making a month off that at $10? Think about that.
Well, then he can afford our birthstones, Star Mama. He can afford
certainly
it.
afford flowers at least and chocolates.
Well, I think we should hold out for the birthstones. I do. And we know the 4 C's of diamonds, AD. We are experienced women on the 4 C's of diamonds, so don't try to pull any cubic zirconia crap on us. We'll know it, and then we'll do more videos about you. I'm really kind of hyper focused on that quote birthday party because think about all the crap that Cindy Watts has taken for 4 years straight. They're still making videos. Like even in the last day, there's another shit video out there saying how Cindy didn't even go to her granddaughter's birthday party. Well, guess what? It wasn't a birthday party. It was a stand around and look kind of like, what the hell's going on? And
yeah, even the kids were in a state of shock. Yeah.
So I guess if Cindy would have walked in with a gift, it would have been the only gift that the birthday girl got.
Well, when they were singing happy birthday, they didn't know what to say. They didn't know what to sing to her. They were all singing different names if you listen. Yeah.
Did they know her name?
They were singing different names. I mean, they were.
Oh, let's pull that up. Let's pull that up.
If you listen to it, you can't make out. Sounds like some are saying Celeste, some are saying Cece, and then others are saying I can't make it out. It's all different names. I couldn't even make it out.
This will be interesting to see if anyone. Okay,
This
Cece
sound kind of gobbled up to me.
I'll say Cece Watts happy birthday and hope it comes up. Happy 6th birthday. Okay, that's after 7th birthday. Here it is.
Here's her 3rd birthday. Yeah.
Here we go. Cece's 3rd birthday party in North Carolina. Can you hear it?
Yeah.
They didn't know her name.
No, they didn't. I
They
told you.
didn't know her name.
Told you.
Oh, AD, hurry. Hurry, AD. Fresh new content. They didn't know her name. Okay, we're going to listen to that again.
I didn't think
This,
it was important till now, but it seems pretty important now.
yeah, if they don't even know her name, how can they say it was her birthday party?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Okay, how do I make this start over? Or maybe it will just start over.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Told you.
Oh my goodness, they didn't know her name. She was the birthday girl. That was her birthday party, and they didn't know her name.
No.
Oh,
Now tell me that they get fishier and fishier.
gee.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And think of how much crap Cindy Watts has put up with for not attending a non-birthday party.
Mm-hmm. I think
Why?
2 or 3 of them made, like Bella or a couple others made such CC, but there's a whole bunch of other stuff that you couldn't even make out. That was not even close to it. Not even close.
Didn't even know her name.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the thing I wanted to say, the scumbag attacker who recently is saying how Cindy didn't even go to her granddaughter's birthday party. Well,
Mm-hmm.
guess what? Cindy Watts' daughter-in-law went ballistic and had crazy eyes going on that actually scared her other grandchildren.
Mm-hmm.
And then she said, "You tried to murder my daughter." And then she said,
Mhm.
"These girls will never step foot in your house again."
Yeah.
Right?
I
And then
wouldn't go either if somebody accused me of trying to kill my granddaughter. I mean, would you go seriously? Take a
Cindy
chance on
grabbed
getting
the kids
arrested or
and ran
something?
out of the house because she was afraid of her, right? Why on earth would you be saying, "Gee, but be that as it may, Cindy and Ronnie actually did decide that they were going to go, even after being abused by her." Okay.
Oh, that's a good point, Holly. Holly said SW never even said where the party was at. She didn't say where it was. Yeah. Usually she tells everything, you know. Wow.
After she pulled her nut meltdown, she was
Mhm.
attacking Cindy, and then everything went quiet for a few days. And then Cindy said the day before or the day of the party, she started attacking her again on social media.
Mhm.
And she said she got nasty emails too, just like with the wedding, which kind of makes me wonder if there were other people besides Christopher Watt's wife also posting crap and sending crap.
Mm.
So who in their right mind would say, "Gee, our daughter-in-law just went totally ballistic. We think she had a major psychotic break, and she made threats, made false accusations, and stood there shaking for a half an hour while she waited for someone to give her a ride because evidently she wasn't able to, I guess it appears, drive the children anywhere."
Mhm.
So
That's
you
a
watch
good
all
question,
that.
Red Black. Red Black said, "Why wasn't their birthday party of CC at ours? Why didn't they have one for?" Good. That's a good question. Why didn't they?
Yeah, why would a 3-year-old not have the birthday party right where they were?
Mm-hmm. At their grandma's, yeah.
So they were still going to go to the party until they were getting attacked the day before or the day of the party, right? And now we just witnessed with our own ears, we're ear witnesses to the fact that the people at the quote unquote party didn't even know Cece's name. They didn't even know her name.
Mm.
That wasn't a birthday party, you guys. That was not a birthday party. I
Well,
hope AC.
Jackie said this is a behavioral health facility in that North Carolina, in that county, has the same color of green walls. I just did a Google search and looked at photos. There you go.
What?
Look at Jackie D's comment.
Jackie B? Okay.
Mm-hmm. There is a behavioral, it's all in caps, so you can see it. there's a behavioral health facility in that North Carolina
Yeah, I'm just
county
trying to
has
scroll
the
up.
same
I can't
color
scroll up.
of green walls. I
There it
just
is.
did a Google
Okay,
search.
got it.
There you go.
Okay.
Interesting what you can find when you Google, isn't it?
Has the same color of green walls. Whoa. Okay. I don't know how. I don't want to start doing it because then I'll kick myself out. I'll be like, I'll drop off the panel if I try to do a picture.
Yeah,
Jackie D
we are
says,
the Bobs. We're gonna find stuff, guys. We're the Bobs.
we're the bebobs.
Yeah, so stick that in your bippies.
Yeah, really.
Put
The
that in your
bebop.
pipe and smoke it.
I
Mhm.
do hope the AD tries to steal this content because, I mean, seriously, think about it. In the last 4 years, who has talked about this? Us.
Mhm.
That's it. Well, all of the other ones are doing the NK, ping, ping, right?
Mhm.
They're talking about nonsense that was already debunked in 2018. And look at this. This video has been there the whole time.
Yeah, name Stella said, was she wearing a leopard dress again? A different colored one? I think so.
No, but she was showing her boobs.
Yeah. She had 3 or 4 dresses that looked like that leopard dress in different colors, though.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Same design, just different colors. Yeah. You can see
This
them
is
hanging in her
so
closet.
interesting. They didn't even know the
Mm-mm.
child's name.
No. I heard one person say Cece, and that was it at the tail end.
I think it's interesting too. Christopher Watt's wife comes walking in as if she hadn't been with Cece.
Mm-hmm.
If that was a birthday party, well, it obviously isn't. What a crock of shit. That is not a birthday party. Sorry, guys. Because at birthday parties, all the kids get the cake. And they know the child's name, who the birthday party is for. Oh, my goodness. Oop, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Princess, we'll call her Catalina because that's a little better name. Princess Catalina says Red Roses AD.
Mm-hmm.
Star Mama.
What do you mean, name of Stella and Kay was there? What do you mean?
Huh?
Right up above that, go up from where Princess said that.
NK was there.
What do you mean NK was there?
Oh, that's a pretty cat in her
Mhm.
picture.
That's kind of interesting. NK was there. Now we got people here going back to that again, really? I didn't see NK in the pictures, if that's what you're talking about. Mm.
She was wearing a black shirt and jeans at the non-birthday party. Christine says it was a black dress. I said she was wearing a black shirt and jeans.
She was? I thought she was wearing a dress.
Nope, a black shirt and jeans.
Oh.
Cece isn't hard to say either. Exactly. They did not know this
It's
child.
not hard to say. Mm-mm.
Exactly. Good point. What were all the kids doing in the facility? I don't know. Maybe it was some sort of a meeting place for parents who needed supervision. I don't know. Angelica says, P.S. Scott did say to Amber that his wife died 100%. I remember it, and it scrolled up faster than
Maybe
I could
it was
read it.
visitation day for everybody at that place, at that facility.
Yeah.
Bringing their kids, The parents come in.
Stephanie said, I always assumed it was a daycare, but that is not how daycares look. Daycares have all sorts of colorful things.
Yeah.
And it seemed like an odd exchange between Cece and Christopher Watt's wife, too.
Hmm.
Almost like she was surprised to see her there or something.
Yeah, and she held on to her like, I don't
Yep.
know, like a sponge
Yep.
and slurping on the side of her face. I mean, really? Like
Jackie
feeding
says,
her
I
so
am
much sugar.
Sherlock. Yeah, she was really kind of smushing that hug, wasn't she?
Hmm.
Yeah, they didn't know her name. So you heard it here first, even though you'll be told by AD that you're hearing it over there first. I don't think that was a birthday party at all. They didn't even know.
I'm sure they record all your lives and then they get bits and pieces of information out. Then they
You
decide
know,
when they're going to come out with it. Yeah.
he's always telling people to get their notebooks out. So maybe they just sit there and try to scribble in their notebooks when they listen.
Get your pen and paper.
We should have like super long live chats like Mia does. And that way they have to work harder. We could bury little nuggets of information like every 55 minutes or something. But
Yeah, and if one of us gets tired, then the other two can take over and we just keep going.
yeah, so that they have to actually work. We should try to burn up their time.
Yeah. Make it worth their while anyway.
Of course, then we wouldn't get anything accomplished. So that probably isn't a good idea. But
No.
well, maybe I could just play music every 5 minutes to make, and I could play like Elvis Presley, which they all hate. We could pull out like Lawrence Welk stuff and really drive them bonkers.
Oh, yeah, that would, wouldn't it?
That's a good question. Was the candle lit? I can't remember.
Yeah, it was because she blew it out quick before they even finished singing. Yeah.
That's interesting how she leans over.
Oh, Nana Stella said, I honestly believe she was there. I'll come on panel. ABD. His name is Oliver. Super cute, huh? Huh? I'm lost.
She's who knocking futs.
Mm-hmm.
She wants to let her husband.
No, Nana Stella. Nana
Oh,
Stella says, I honestly believe she was there. The one that said about NK. And then she'll say, I'll come on panel. ABD. His name is Oliver. Super cute, huh? I don't know what she's talking about. I'm lost. Do you understand what she's talking about? I don't know. Let her come up and explain. Who wants to hear my own panel to explain myself? I guess they're wanting to explain. Well, I guess you're gonna have to if you think it. I don't get this.
hold on. I honestly believe she was there. I'll come up. I'll come on panel. His name is Oliver. Super cute, huh? Huh?
I told you I'm lost. I don't know.
We were wondering about that before, Donnie, whether or not she had a C-section with all of her pregnancies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a good question too. Why were they in any kind of a facility in North Carolina?
Her cat's name is Oliver. You said what a cute cat. She's telling you what a cat.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I understand now. You had me really seriously confused.
Holly says, I'm searching about this party. It's driving me nuts. You watch. There's going to be scumbag attackers tomorrow with videos about the party. You watch. That's an interesting question, Angie. The statistics are kind of interesting on that, too. Okay, hold on here. Okay, so I'm going to... Princess Catalina says, sorry about my name. I got tired of the Shiners crap. We're all tired of the shiners crap,
No kidding.
especially the fake shiners who actually say terrible things about Christopher Watt's wife.
Hmm.
And then they get up there and go, oh, she was such a good mom.
Yeah.
While they're bashing her to everyone else.
Yeah. Well, I know they must have been down the same path we have, witches, old hags,
Yep,
dumbasses,
menopausal.
fucking dumbasses, you name it. We've been called
Uh,
it. Yeah.
Yep.
Menopausal women. Yeah.
Yeah, as if menopausal is a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's interesting.
Oh, shoot. Now that Sandy said the video title will probably be was NK at the birthday party. No doubt. They'll run with that, I'm
Yeah,
sure. Yeah.
dipshit Dave and AD better get to work, man. They've got work to do.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that they did not know her name tells us there's something fishy going on.
Mm-hmm.
And all the people that want to bash Cindy Watts for not going to that non-party, are you kidding me? Gee, I wonder, could that be why she didn't want her at the party?
Mm-hmm.
Because she actively did not want her at the party, or somebody who had passcodes to her account didn't want her at the party. Kind of like the wedding. Oh, okay. Now Marcella wants to come up to explain her point. Okay.
Okay.
I put the thing in.
Yeah, she put the link in up there a while ago. There you go.
You have to promise that you won't start whining, bitching, or complaining if we disagree with you.
And no nude pictures, please.
Yeah, no nude pictures.
I don't want to shock MM tonight.
But you can feel free this evening to bash whatever scumbag attackers you want to bash.
Yeah.
We're good with that tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Angelica. Obviously, she didn't want Cindy Watts at the party. But I think somebody else didn't want Cindy Watts there either. And I think other people had access to Christopher Watts' wife's account. Okay, it says, Namastella, it says device not connected. So you're going to have to try it again. Here, I'll paste the link again. I have no idea what more to tell you besides that because it happens to other people.
All the time. Yeah.
Yeah, when they try it again, then it works.
So they have to shut their YouTube down to come and stream YouTube. Or they have to close it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You can't have them both open. Can't have open links up. I've learned that messes with everything.
Jeanette says, I'm sure this case will all blow up one day. Yeah, and then you know what? We're going to sit here and go, see, you guys, we told you. We told you so.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think the moving day theory actually solves the whole friggin' case.
I do too. Yep. So, while we're waiting for her, do you think that, I know he got that sentence, Peterson got that sentence from death to life. Do you think they'll give him a new trial? There's a little bit of talk about it.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that there has to be some pretty alarming evidence that would come. I think that it's possible because there were a lot of people who claimed that they saw her after he left.
Mm-hmm.
So I do think it's possible that something might, break it open and that they can fight successfully for a retrial, for a new trial.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure in that case where it went from the death penalty to the life sentence, if there was any kind of agreement in that or whatever, or whatever. I don't know I haven't read the court order at all, so I don't know. But yeah, if some horrific new evidence comes to light as that can be used as a basis for appeal,
There's a
Yeah,
little bit of talk about it. That's why I asked you.
yeah. I just think that the way that the information was shared all over mainstream media about what he did that day or what he said he did that day, I
Hmm.
I, I remember at the time people saying, "Why are they releasing all this information?" It just didn't make sense. It's the same thing when the case of Christopher Watts hit, and they were releasing all sorts of information before the case was resolved. And it didn't make sense that they would be doing that, especially when the headlines read that he had confessed to killing his children. He never confessed to killing his children. I mean, I'm talking prior to the whole plea deal routine. But the headlines read that he was, the killer and everything. Well, that's not how you talk about stuff like that. He was the alleged killer.
Hmm.
But they were lying. He never confessed to killing Bella and Cece.
Nana Stella, the link's in there for you. She put the link in there for you again. She didn't say that she didn't say that you couldn't come up because she was great. She just asked you not to be. She tells everybody not to be rude and be polite. That's not directed just at you.
No, I told her not to whine, bitch, or
She
complain.
said, yeah, she said, I'm so sorry. I'm trying really bad at this. And I'm really bad at this, and I won't be rude. And I respect you, MM, and bought your book. Let me see if you
Oh,
can
well,
do
okay
this.
then. That's cute, Namasela.
Mhm.
And I bought your book. That was cute. That was darling. Well, then I guess I'll be nice. No.
Bought your book too.
Well, then I'm going to be nice to you too. Okay, good old Goldie says the moving theory. Oops. Ah, this thing moves faster than me. Okay, there. The moving day theory is interesting, but regardless, who killed them? If not CW, I guess I'm confused. Well, who do you think killed them?
Yeah, that's the way I like to hear the other. They always want to know our opinion, but I want to hear theirs.
Yeah, it's interesting. If someone honestly believes the baloney coming out of scumbag attacker's mouth, I want to hear why.
Okay, Jackie said, I'm sorry to comment so much, but can you pretend all of that was one comment? Uh, we're not, it's okay. You can comment as much as you want, you know? And she said, Star Mama, can you read these comments I made above? YouTube won't let me post it as one comment. It starts with Monarch. Well, you can only, yeah, they'll only let you put so much of a sentence in, it cuts it off. Okay, what did you want to know?
Hold on
Seriously,
here.
on Facebook, it's,
Monarch Mental Health. Hold on.
oh,
Monarch Mental Health Facility. Really?
mhm.
Facebook page,
Same room color, she said, on Facebook.
June 21st photo. This is going to get interesting.
Yeah, it is.
Oh my gosh, you guys.
I
But
hope
I
AD's
can't.
listening. He better not dare say he come up with this. I'm going to kick his ass if he does.
Who, AD?
I'm going to go there
I'm telling you
personally
that
to the
that boy's
UK
going to
and
owe
say,
us.
buddy, these boots are coming for you if you dare say you found this out.
He is going to owe us a diamond for each finger.
No kidding.
He might want to hurry up and apologize because you know what?
We're fine. We're smart. Hate to
That boy
tell
is in the
y'all. Hate to
doghouse.
tell everybody that, but B-Bobs are smart.
He is in the doghouse. And you notice I have not been complimenting his teeth or his haircut or his tan
You are right now.
or his voice
He does
or
have a
his
nice voice. I
accent.
like his accent.
He
I will
does.
say
He
that.
has a nice
But
voice.
he's got to quit doing this stuff.
Yeah, he's got to behave. He's a bad boy.
Oh, Monarch. She's been saying She's been saying, oh, it's called MONARCH. That's the name. It's the Monarch Mental Health Facility.
Okay.
MONARCH. I'm going to have to do some research.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to pull up. Oh, I've got to think here. Let me get to the right page. Okay.
Netflix says I want a diamond too.
Diamonds for all the bebobs.
Mm-hmm.
That's it, AD. You better hurry up and apologize, because we're gonna keep expecting more.
Mm-hmm.
What happened to Tom Selleck?
What happened?
What the heck happened to Tom Selleck?
I don't know. Where do you see that?
I don't know. I just clicked into Facebook and it said a tragic end. I told you how Tom Selleck has a house. Oh, he's lived up. I told you that. Let me see. I wonder if he. I'm searching. Hold on. What happened? It said a tragic end. What the heck happened?
I don't know.
I don't see anything. It just said on Facebook, tragic end. What the hell happened?
Oh, sometimes people make shit up on there. You got to watch that. Sometimes they do.
You can tell I like Tom Selleck a hell of a lot more than AD.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I don't see anything at all. So
Okay.
I'm glad that nothing happened to Tom Selleck, but why did Facebook say something happened to him? What the
I
heck?
don't know. Somebody might have posted something. Maybe the end of his career or something. Maybe that's what they're saying.
So it's just to get somebody's attention,
Mhm.
and it worked.
Yeah.
Because I saw it and I totally forgot what I was doing and went, what happened to Tom
You're
Selleck?
supposed to be looking for that Monarch Mental Facility.
Yeah, I know. I'm kidding.
I'm just reminding you
I'm just
before I forget.
I'm still searching for Tom
I'm sitting here
Selleck.
and keep saying it over and over and over again. Mental facility, so I don't forget.
I just want to make sure Tom Selleck's okay.
Yeah, I know.
Oh my gosh. Okay, Facebook. Let's do it. So what do we do here? What am I looking for?
Monarch Behavioral Health. Okay, it's Monarch, MONARCH, Behavioral Health.
I just typed in Monarch Mental Health Facility. Monarch
Mhm.
Mental Health.
No, Monarch Behavioral Health.
Counseling and Mental Health. Hold on. Hold on.
Mhm.
Okay. Tell me again. Monarch Behavioral.
Monarch Behavioral Health.
Okay.
You might have to Google it instead of Facebook it. I'd Google it.
It's in Michigan, you guys. I don't see one. Is there another one in North Carolina?
Apparently, you're saying this.
There's one in Elizabethtown.
What town?
Rayford or something. Elizabethtown or Elizabethtown.
I don't know. I have to see if there's anything in the chat. They didn't say.
Yeah, there's 3 different ones. Let's see here. There might even be
Did it say what
more than
town in
3.
North Carolina?
There's another one. 4. Ashboro. I bet it's Ashboro.
She said go to their photos and look at June 21st photo. The
Well,
room
which
with
one?
the green walls. But where
Which
is
one?
it at though, Jackie? We need to know what town it.
Oh,
Did you find
I
it?
think the website, monarchnc.org.
She said Google it. She said to Google it.
I just found it. Hold on. Okay, yeah, it says monarchnc-org.
Yeah, they have a Woke County, North Carolina location.
And go to what?
Monarch
The June
butterflies
20.
are everywhere.
I'm
It's
on the
woke.
website. Am I not supposed to be on the website?
You can, huh? Oh, she just said to Google it, and she just said it's in Woke County, North Carolina location. There's 3 locations in North Carolina. Fayetteville is the next largest city. Yes, it's in North Carolina. Lumberton is the first one.
Am I on
There you go.
Facebook or no?
No, Google it. You have to Google it. You have. She said, look at the
Right.
images on
So
Google.
if I Google it, then it'll go to their website.
Yeah,
But
but it should show
I'm
you.
on their
But you should be
website
able to see the pictures
on their website or on their Facebook.
on the website.
Here we go on
Google.
Facebook.
Okay.
No, she's saying on Facebook.
Oh, I thought she said on
See?
Google.
I think she's saying Google it for Facebook. This is what you get when you get a bunch of non-technos.
Mhm.
I have no
I
idea
go to
what we're doing.
I go to
Google
Google for every. I Google everything.
Google Images. Okay, so hold on here. Google Images. I'll go Google and then Monarch. And then I'll hit enter. And then I'll hit images. Okay. It actually looks more colorful than that picture.
Which location?
There, I'm just on Google Images.
Oh,
Interesting. So what do you think, you guys? You think that was like a visiting room where kids could come and see their parents or something?
possible. Family day. Yeah. Maybe they have lunch for the kids or something. With the parents. Maybe they give them a sack lunch. Something. After they get
That
them
was not a birthday
after
party.
they get them medicated and stuff, where they let them in there.
That was absolutely not a birthday party.
Mm-mm.
Breaking news, you heard it here first.
Mhm.
We figured out the puzzle. Christine, I'm not sure what I'm seeing because it actually looks more colorful. It is dull, but it looks more colorful than that weird video. $12.54. Let me look and see how. Do you know how long we've been talking, Star Mama?
Mm-mm.
3 hours and 18 minutes. Yes,
I don't doubt it.
the solid green walls. Yeah, that's true. Okay, we need to get up early in the morning. You and I both have a lot to do tomorrow.
Hmm.
So I think we should probably, let me think, what song would be a good one? Oh, how about the Boots one?
I need to investigate this in the morning.
Yeah,
Look into this.
yeah, I think it's very interesting that they didn't know her name. So I started to say it before, anybody who's been bashing Cindy Watts for not going to a very non-birthday party, I think you should ask yourself the question, who had access to Christopher Watt's wife's social media accounts? Because Cindy says she was getting attacked really bad. I wonder. And just a quick note for any of the scumbag attackers, I'm sorry that you evidently never had a parent or a grandparent or an aunt or an uncle who gave a shit about teaching you right from wrong. But Star Mama and I would like to help you. We'll just go ahead and point out different times when what you're doing is just plain wrong. And we just want to remind you, you have a choice. You could do what's right, or you could do what's wrong. And it makes, I'll speak for just myself. I don't mean to be speaking for you, Star Mama.
Well, you can speak for me. You can be nice or you can be an asshole too. It's your choice.
Exactly. Like, keep on choosing to do the wrong thing and you're just wrong. But maybe you should start choosing to do the right thing. And maybe, even if your parents were shitty, maybe no matter how old you are, AD, dipshit Dave, etc., maybe you should start parenting yourself. Because you've got a choice. You can choose to do the right thing. Or you can choose to be like, I like that word, Star Mama. You can choose to be an asshole too. You've proven that over the last 4 years.
Yeah.
But it's just like Mackenzie Phillips said in American Graffiti in, what was it, 1973?
Something like that.
It's not too late. It's never too late. 231 Ramona. 231 Ramona. I think that's how it went. I'm not sure. So, on that note, we're going to go ahead and play a song for Dipshit Dave and for AD. I think we'll go with the Nancy Sinatra.
Yeah.
I think that's a good one.
I think so.
And maybe,
very appropriate.
If you guys want to remind me later in the week, maybe we can keep going with that 911 call that doesn't sound at all like a 911 call.
Yeah, we can. Anyway, I want to tell everybody thanks for being here, and good night, everybody, and have a good day tomorrow. I just wanted to tell everybody that.
Nice. Well, thank you so much, Star Mama, for hopping right up and being such a, I don't know, you're a trooper, I'll tell you that. And thanks Mia too for hopping right up.
Well,
you and Mia though, you have
a
energy
way of putting things though. No, you have a way of just putting things so subtle. It's just it's just amazing. Yeah. I mean, you just put it out there and you're kind about it. I mean, most people would be assholes about it, like we've seen,
Well, it's so sad. It's like, how many years is too many, right? It's been over 4 years and they
and it's not getting any better. That's the whole thing,
Yeah.
I thought YouTube was a big enough platform for everybody to have their own opinions without people attacking people, But then when people put false stuff out, you got to say something too, right? Just do, especially when it involves you. So you have to understand.
Exactly. Exactly right. And they do the harassment, they do the stalking, they do the threats, they do all their bullshit. And it's been over 4 years, and we're only gaining momentum of being able to stand up against it and just say, oh, really? And that's the part I was thinking earlier. I don't think they had parents who gave a shit. Because if you have parents who give a shit, they're teaching you right from wrong. But I don't think these yahoos ever learned right from wrong. They'll even, from the other side of their mouths, they'll say, oh, I don't believe in bullying, right? But that's all they're doing. That's all they're doing. And I said it last night. You know, Dave is more aggressive. AD is more passive.
Yeah.
But it's still not okay. It is not okay to be pulling the crap you're pulling.
Yeah.
So stop it already. Just stop it and choose to do the right thing. Don't run around YouTube trying to hurt people, for Pete's sake.
Mhm. Yeah.
Jackie
Just
said chat is getting salty.
chat's getting salty.
Jackie said chat. I just put it up. Chat is getting salty.
Mm.
Jackie said, say it, don't spray it, Davo. Oh, Bella says I can't hear. Uh-oh. Well, we'll go ahead and yeah, Star Mama's exactly spot on. Thank you guys for being here.
Yeah. And we'll look into more about this facility and stuff. I'm going to research that some.
I think that'll be interesting. Yeah, that'll be really
Mhm.
interesting to hear what you come up with. We'll do this in another day or two,
Okay.
so we'll be able to
Yeah,
touch
just
base.
remember, guys, if you ones out there want to bash us, these boots are made for walking, and we're going to
Yeah,
walk all over you.
we're going to go ahead and make that our theme song for a while. Oh my gosh. So, go, Nancy Sinatra.
Yeah.
Everybody, I want you to, oops, hold on, okay? I want you guys to be safe, to be healthy, to be happy. Don't forget to take your vitamin D. And always, oh, and eat salmon.
Mhm.
And always know that you are loved.
Night, everybody.
Good night,
Good night.
everyone.
Good night.
Good night, Star Mama.
You keep saying you got something for me, something you call love, but confess you've been a messin' where you shouldn't have been a messin', and now someone else is getting all your best. These boots are made for walking, and that's just what they'll do. One of these days, these boots are gonna walk all over you. Yeah. You keep lying when you ought to be truthing, and you keep losing when you ought to not bet. You keep saying it when you ought to be changing. Now what's right is right, but you ain't been right yet. These boots are made for walking, and that's just what they'll do. One of these days, these boots are gonna walk all over you. You keep playing where you shouldn't be playing, and you keep thinking that you'll never get burned. I just found me a brand new box of matches, yeah. And what he knows you ain't had time to learn. These boots are made for walking, and that's just what they'll do. One of these days, these boots are gonna walk all over you. Are you ready, boots? Start walking. Wave style. When no one else can understand me, when everything I do is wrong, you give me love and consolation. You give me hope to carry on, and you're always there to lend a hand in everything I do. That's the wonder of you. And when you smile, the world is brighter. You touch my hand and I'm a king. Your love to me is worth a fortune. Your love for me is everything. I guess I'll never know the reason why you love me as you do. That's the wonder of you. Wait a minute.